Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Make sure you subscribe. We're going on the air now. Morning after impeachment.
Call 1-855-FLA-3782. The opinions expressed on the following sponsored program are strictly those of the host, guests, and callers, and not necessarily those of this station, its staff, management, or sponsors.
The Steve Kane Show is live in Morning Drive, 6 till 9 a.m. weekdays, and overnights, midnight till 6 a.m. 7 nights a week. All the show told.
Yeah. All right. Good morning, everyone. I'm Brian Craig. I know, the day after impeachment. This is the Steve Kane Radio Show, Florida's longest running radio show. On the radio since 1977, it is Thursday, the 19th day of December, 2019. Welcome. A week from now, Christmas will be over. Oh, my goodness. Oh, boy. Yeah. Trump impeached yesterday. This is an absolutely fantastic thing that has happened. Oh, by the way, I'm wearing a Donald Trump shirt today. It says, if you watch on the live stream, I'll show everybody the whole thing during the break. It's actually, I'm wearing a Trump jersey. It's a sweatshirt / jersey in support of our great president, Donald Trump, today. And you know what? You all should wear your Trump gear today. If you have it, wear it. If not, well, go and show solidarity for our president and with our president. But, I'm wearing my Trump shirt today, one of my Trump shirts. And on the way to work today, I decided, you know what? Maybe it's not a good idea to go into Starbucks with this Trump shirt on. And this one's pretty bold and out there, too. I mean, you could see this shirt coming a mile away. So I went and got my coffee at Wawa this morning. Haven't gotten coffee at Wawa in 6 months, maybe a year. And I stopped off at Wawa and got my coffee where you make your own coffee. I just don't trust those libs at Starbucks to go in with a Trump shirt on. Sorry, Starbucks, but your track record ain't that good. Yeah, so what's going on here is just the miraculous with what now here we have Nancy Pelosi. Rush to impeachment. Let's have the wheels of justice roll right over, And then, boom, she stopped it. Nancy Pelosi has stopped the impeachment process of Donald Trump. I don't even know, is he legally impeached? She won't file the impeachment vote so that it's transmitted to the Senate. So is he technically impeached right now? Does anyone, if they don't transmit it to the Senate, isn't that the final, I don't know. He may not even be impeached. When I was inside Wawa this morning, they had all the newspapers up. Impeached, big headline. And you know what I noticed about that? It's the first time I looked at newspapers on a rack, and I can't tell you the last time. Probably the morning after Trump's victory. But, I saw these newspapers in the newsstand inside Wawa, impeached, the headline of every paper. But you know what I noticed? How few newspapers there were. I remember when I'd go and get my coffee on the way to work in the morning, the newspapers, I was like tripping over the stacks of newspapers. The newspapers would be like 4 feet high. Now, they're paper thin. Some of those papers honestly look to be about as thick as my high school newspaper was, and there's only like 4 of them. Who buys them? Oh my gosh. Newspapers are not going out of business because of the technology. Newspapers are going out of business because the consumer of news has rejected their left-wing fake news. That's why newspapers are dried up. So anyway, Nancy Pelosi has stopped the impeachment process. She won't transmit it to the Senate. And there's 2 reasons why. One, she talked about it in the thing. They don't know who the prosecutors from the House will be. So it seems, I'll play the audio coming up in a bit. It seems that they don't have anyone who really is credible in the Democrat Party who want to go and be the prosecutors in the impeachment of Donald Trump's trial over there in the Senate. But the second reason is the big reason why Nancy Pelosi has stopped impeachment in his tracks. I don't even know legally if he's impeached at this moment. Mark Levin will know. The great one. That's right, I said it. Yeah, he'll know. Because I remember the 1998 impeachment of Bill Clinton. I was watching it live. I was actually listening to it live on the radio. I remember it so well. We got off the air. We used to be on the air till 10, and we cut back to 9 many years ago. And I was in the car listening on the radio, and I was in line at Kentucky Fried Chicken. Can you believe they opened early? They opened early enough for me to get there. And I was in line at KFC on University Drive in Sunrise here in South Florida on my way home with lunch. And they just in that morning quickly voted to impeach President Clinton. And Henry Hyde and the impeachment managers immediately went to the clerk's office and filed and transmitted the impeachment articles of Bill Clinton to the Senate within like 2 minutes later, however long it took him to walk there. And he did it in front of the press. We got it. And he said, I'm walking to the clerk's office to do something that hasn't been done in 100 and however many years since Andrew Johnson's impeachment. But Nancy Pelosi has stopped it. The main reason Nancy Pelosi has stopped the impeachment process and is not transmitting it to the Senate is she doesn't want him acquitted today or tomorrow or Saturday or Sunday. I'm going to sneeze. Hold on, guys. I'm sorry. I'm allergic to corrupt Democrats. No, the air popped on. The air conditioning popped on, and the air went boom right down on my head. I'm going to have to climb up during the break and move the vents because this happened yesterday, and it made me sneeze. I'm sorry. Oh, boy. But no, she's holding up the impeachment process. She's not sending it to the Senate because she's afraid he'll be acquitted by the afternoon or tomorrow or the next day. And I read an article today, which I am going to read to you because it was some analysis that says even if she doesn't transmit the impeachment articles over to the Senate, that they can still do what it is they do, and then what they're going to do is acquit President Trump. So she's in a panic. It's Wednesday. We're sending it over on Wednesday. He could be acquitted by Thursday. He's Democrat. I thought it was important. I thought we had a corrupt president who thought he was a king. Let me quote some founding fathers. Let me say some founding fathers' names and mention the Constitution 28 times, and it'll sound like we're doing the right thing. If Donald Trump are all of the terrible things that those Democrats slandered him with during those endless House talks yesterday, those little 1-minute things, why are they letting him stay there? I thought they wanted him removed. Why has Nancy Pelosi stopped the impeachment? And here's my big question. Legally and technically, is President Trump impeached without them transmitting to the Senate? Is he technically impeached yet? Is it the filing of the vote to transfer to the Senate the final official impeachment? I'm not sure he's impeached. I'm really not. If anyone has any legal expertise, 1-888-GO-CANE-1. 888-GO-CANE-1. That is our number. Yeah. He may not be impeached. I did watch the rally last night. You guys catch the rally in Michigan? Oh, my goodness. These poor people in Michigan outside. It's so cold. What's the weather like there at night? Holy smokes. And it's amazing how I'm not even upset about this impeachment. You know what I'm more upset about? I read all of the spoilers for Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker. And it's going to suck even more than I expected. So I'm going to go see Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker tomorrow. I could see it tonight, but tomorrow's opening day. And I'm more upset that this movie, the final Skywalker saga film is going to be garbage. I'm going to see it tomorrow on opening day. I have seen every Star Wars movie in the theater on opening day for 42 years, since 1977. When I was 6 years old, I went and saw it on opening day with my cousin, who has passed away, sadly, my cousin Jeff. And I go and see every Star Wars movie on opening day. It's a tradition of mine, even if I know everything that's going to happen and the movie is going to suck. And I'm more upset about Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker being a terrible movie that is just a travesty to my boyhood hero, Luke Skywalker, than I am about this impeachment yesterday. Oh, my goodness. Oh, boy. All right, listen, we're going to take our first break. I'll come back with some of the audio sound bites. We're trying to figure out, is President Trump impeached? With Nancy Pelosi not transmitting the articles of impeachment to the Senate, isn't that when the impeachment is official? Right? It's like getting is the phase they're in now. Is it like getting married without a license? I don't know. I don't know. I'm confused by it. So if anyone knows, please let me know your thoughts on the impeachment. Your thoughts on that. What a great rally last night. Oh my goodness. What a wonderful rally. A little rainy outside too today. Yeah, here we are. And, well, we got lots to talk about. I'll get into things as we go on. My name is Brian. This is Florida's longest running radio show, The Steve Kane Show, on the radio since 1977. We'll be right back, people. Don't go anywhere.
This is Steve Kane. When it comes to looking your best, sometimes you need a little extra help. Dr. Nathan.
Okay, now I've got to climb up high to adjust the air conditioning vents. And it's a tough thing to reach. Let me see here. I'm going to need something to pry it open with. And I'll see if I can. I got to climb up on the desk. Let me move everything.
Nathan performs breast augmentations, facelifts,
it's about.
and much more.
Let me show you guys.
Read the testimonials from his patients.
Okay.
Dr. Nathan, and you
Hey,
will too.
it's here. I got to climb up here, and then it's there, and that's about 3 feet away from the desk I'm going to stand on. So let's see if I can do it without falling. Hold
You
on.
can contact Dr. Nathan for a
You think right? See, here's my Trump shirt, Trump 45.
680-5121.
Here we go.
That's
I'm standing on a swivel chair.
680-5121 or online at drnathan.com. Tell him you heard it on the Steve Kane Show.
I got it. No problem at all.
Homeowners, would you like to save money each and every
That was
month?
easy.
Of course you would. We all want to save more money. But how? By calling I Will Advisors. That's how.
That was easy.
753-8080. 954-753.
Oh my! I've been wearing Vans since 1987.
Your homeowner's policy. I Will Advisors will review your policy at no charge.
The only change I made is in the. I used to get the white Vans, but they get dirty so quick.
Every
No.
year, you commercial property owners.
Yeah, a pair of Vans last me about 6-7 months because I wear them every day.
Start saving money.
These are new ones I got for the cruise.
753-8080. 954.
So I buy 2 pairs a year usually.
8080.
Denture wearers, are messy adhesives ruining the taste of your food? Is it painful for you to eat? Does the constant denture movement affect your speech? Are you always worried that your dentures will fall out while you're talking or laughing?
I know. It's Florida,
You're
man.
not alone. These are common problems that can be
Steve
solved
Kane Show.
simply with dental implants. This is Steve Kane.
Hey,
I
hold
wanna
on.
introduce
Where are
to
you at? Where you're
Brighton
struggling
Dental
with the
Care,
heat?
Kane
Where are you?
goes for all
Sorry,
different
guys.
needs. Brighton Dental Care doesn't want cost to stop
That's
you from
Florida
being
winter,
able
man.
to eat the foods you love again and live in comfort. That's why, for Steve Kane listeners, they're offering implants. Get this for just $3,500. That includes 2 implants.
Oh, boy. Make sure you
plus
guys subscribe.
a rare denture. Now, if you go to a dentist in Boca or in Aventura, they're going to charge you $6,000.
Ohio,
for
my
the exact
home
same
state.
implants
Remember,
and
I'm from
dentures.
Columbus.
That's right, $6,000.
You know, we're getting a White
Brighton
Castle in
Dental
Florida,
Care, just $3,500,
which I'm very excited about. We're getting a White Castle in Orlando, Florida, which is Disney country. So I'm going to actually drive 3 hours just to get a White Castle.
922-4633, 954-922-4633, and online at brightondentalcare.com. Be sure to ask about special discounts for our military.
I love White
veterans.
Castle. I haven't been in a White Castle restaurant since I was about 18 years old. I buy the microwavable ones at the store. All right, welcome back. I'm Brian Craig. You're listening to Florida's longest running radio show, The Steve Kane Show. I did not fall adjusting the air conditioning vent. I actually made it. It wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. All right, we're going to go back to the phones. Not only is this the longest running radio show in the state of Florida, this is the most pro-Donald Trump radio show in America. Okay, so if you're new to the show, welcome, welcome. As I was adjusting the air conditioning vents in the chat room on YouTube Live, someone said, I'm struggling with the heat. It's 29 degrees here in Ohio. Yeah, well, Florida winter, man. We got air conditioning. All right, let's go to the phones. It's Impeachment Thursday. We're supposed to be sad and upset. Good morning. You're on the radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hi, this is Ray McMillan. I'm from Palm Beach, Florida.
Hey, Ray in Palm Beach, Trump country. The president's coming home over the weekend. The president's coming to Mar-a-Lago.
Yep, excellent. Yeah, he's, I think it's so exciting every time he comes into town. You see all the Secret Service and all the.
Yeah. Have you driven up there? I've driven up there to the airport because I'm in South Florida too, right? I drove up to the airport and saw Air Force One over there at Palm Beach International. It's beautiful.
What I wanted to ask you about, Brian, I remember you reported on, this was a couple of years ago, when the GOP had a train that they took and they were going to, like in Miami.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
GOP, and a garbage truck
Steve
somehow
King
ended
show.
up on the tracks and they collided with it.
Hey.
And there was two people in the garbage truck. One died, one was critically injured. And luckily, nobody on the
Yes.
that had the GOP members of Congress was hurt.
Yeah.
I don't know what the result of the investigation was. Was it something that?
Well, number one, I want to correct you on something. I do not report on anything. I am not a news person nor a reporter. I give my opinions on a variety of things, but I don't report. You're talking about that. Well, a couple years back, there was a train with every member of the Republican House of Representatives on it. And there was it's been a long time. I'd forgotten about it, actually. There was some obstruction in the track. It crashed, ran off the track. It didn't just have the Republican House members in it. It had their families as well. Yeah, I know, it was terrible. And I thought that was very odd. I haven't seen any follow-up on the investigation. And I think it was an attack on the Republican Congress at the time. And I thought it then. I see no reason to think any different now, because if you remember back then, Republicans were under attack. Look what happened at the baseball practice, right? So yeah, I've not seen any really reporting on it. I haven't looked at it in a long time. I'll do some Googling later, but yeah, what are your thoughts on it? It's very odd.
I believe it was intentional because.
Yeah.
How could it be like where the garbage truck just happened to end up at the wrong?
Was it a garbage truck? I don't remember that. Was it a garbage truck?
Because I looked it up, and the media covered it for all of about maybe 10 minutes, and then that was it.
The last time I saw any discussion of it was the weekend after Karen Duffy, who was on the train because her husband was in Congress, Sean Duffy at the time, and she talked about the accident. And I'm a big fan of hers because she was on the Real World San Francisco and all when I was a kid. But that's it. And after I heard her talk about the crash, I heard nothing about it. To me, that was very odd. And you say, I don't remember it being a garbage truck. Of all vehicles, it wasn't some stalled out rust bucket of a car. It was something. It was a big steel vehicle that could do some damage to a train. Yeah. So what are your feelings about impeachment? Are you depressed? Are you upset? We're supposed to be down in the dumps.
Oh, I'm not down in the dumps. I'm excited because the Democrats are going right down the drain where they belong.
That's right.
They're going to be more exposed for what they're doing.
Well, you know what? You're in Palm Beach. You're in Palm Beach. I live in Palm Beach too. And, we have a Republican supervisor of elections in Palm Beach County for the first time to my recollection. And we also have Ron DeSantis's appointed Republican supervisor of elections in Broward. And, we've got this huge election coming up with Laura Loomer, who we're going to have on the show after the first of the year. I talked to Laura Loomer at the Trump rally, and I wanted to have her on after all this impeachment stuff was done because I didn't want to have to talk to her about that. But we're going to see a big change in the Republican vote in Palm Beach because I don't think Palm Beach County is all that liberal. I know there's pockets of it, but I don't think Palm Beach County is anywhere close to being as Democrat as anyone believes, because Palm Beach County, for the most part, that's like old Florida. It's when you travel through Palm Beach County, Florida, which is where Mar-a-Lago is. Most of it reminds me of Florida like it was back in the 70s and 80s when I was a kid. And those people are conservative, and I think the Democrat vote fraud operation has given us a false impression of the Democrat population of the county. And the Democrats will still have their fraud operations out in Broward and Palm Beach, but with Republicans handling the supervisor of elections office, they're going to have a much more difficult time at it because they're not going to be hiring vote fraud people to be poll watchers and to pick up the ballots at the polling locations and all this business. But anyway, hey, thanks for the call, man. Yeah, go ahead. You had one more thing? Sure.
State this summer, You know, and I'm a caregiver for an elder relative.
Yeah.
So, and when Governor Headcase Cuomo of New York State passed, the legislature of New York State is no longer majority Republican, is now majority Democrat.
Yeah.
So now everything that those Democrats present him as a law signs into law, no matter how unconstitutional it is. Now they're doing the driver's license for illegals, and they're.
Well, look at this attorney general. This attorney general you have up in New York who ran promising people she was going to investigate Trump and convict Trump, or she was going to do something to Trump, but she was running on this without even looking at evidence. Well, you know, here's the thing. In the next couple of years, the state of Florida is going to become the most populous state in the union. A lot of people don't realize that. And the importance of New York and California, so far as the national elections with the Electoral College, is becoming less and less important every year because of migration. People are leaving California in droves. New York is going to be a safe Democrat state, especially Jersey, too, with all these illegals getting driver's licenses. But we're in a period of great change so far as importance in the Electoral College. And Florida becoming the most populous state in the union, this is no longer going to be a toss-up state, Florida. It's going to be a safe Republican state. And we'll let the Democrats have California and New York, but their importance is becoming less and less important. And in the next couple of election cycles, they're not even going to be players.
Excellent.
All right, thanks for the call. All right, let's go to Mike in Louisiana. You're on the radio.
Yeah, how you doing, Brian?
I'm doing great.
It's whether or not she needs to transmit these rules, these impeachment things.
Well, hold on, slow down. Because what I'm trying to figure out is Nancy Pelosi will not transmit to the Senate the impeachment documents to start the trial. At what point legally is he impeached? Is he impeached just with the vote, or do they have to file these documents to transmit to the Senate before he's officially impeached? He may not be impeached, is what I'm telling you.
Right. I think that once they take the vote, in their mind, he's impeached.
That's not the case. On election day, like when we go and vote on election day, the election is not official until it is certified by, in Florida, our state secretary of state. And then it's really not official until the Electoral College meets and then votes. So, no, you know, all this legalese, President Trump may not be impeached as we speak right now because Nancy Pelosi has stopped the process.
Right, and to tell you the truth, I would think that she would have rather have taken a vote much later than they forced her to take the vote. You know?
Yeah.
She didn't want to take the vote now. She wanted to take the vote after the holidays, after the first of the year, and then we'll be able to talk about.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
It's possible.
Well, you know, the thing with what's going on with Nancy Pelosi right now, it's what I talked about at the top. She's not sending things over to the Senate because she knows he's going to be acquitted and Guinness Book of World Record speed. So she's trying to hang this impeachment thing out there for as long as possible before he's acquitted. She's afraid they'll acquit him by the weekend.
Oh, yeah. And that's the thing. And that's probably likely to happen.
Yeah.
If she was to transmit these things to, Mitch McConnell call in a trial and, well, call in his people and say, we're going to up and the senatorial judicial committee will take it up and probably by Christmas.
Yeah.
It probably be done.
That's right. All right, Mike. Well, appreciate the call, man. Okay, thanks so much. All right, if you'd like to call, please do. Our number toll free from anywhere, 1-888-GO-CANE-1, 888-465-2631. Let's take another call. Good morning. You're on the radio.
Morning, Brian. I think
Hey.
you're going to see what Nancy Pelosi is. She's probably telling McConnell, I'm not sending it until you do this, you do this, you do this. So McConnell can't just, whitewash it and throw it out. I think that may be her.
Well, she's the Speaker of the House, not the president of the Senate. So good luck trying to push the Senate around.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Once this impeachment goes to the Senate, McConnell says, okay, show's over, end of impeachment. How soon before they come up with another impeachment to make Trump the only president impeached?
Well, they keep saying he's going to be impeached over and over again, that there's no limit on how many times they can do it. So we can only make of that what we make of it. I mean, I would think they might begin it, if he's impeached today, they may impeach him again on Monday. I'm serious. Yeah.
Do you have legal recourse against me if you don't want me calling you anymore? Now, can he do that through the Supreme Court, that the Congress is harassing him on a daily basis with these legal activities?
I don't know. That's a good. We're in new territory now. But I'll tell you what. I did watch, even though I said I wouldn't, some of these 1-minute speeches yesterday. And by the way, anybody see the video of the guy who read Adam Schiff his Miranda rights yesterday? When he was getting did you guys see? It was hilarious. You have a right to remain silent. You have a right to. At the end, he says, "Do you understand these rights, Congressman?" It was beautiful, but for his treason, he was reading the Miranda for his treason. Well, here's what happened yesterday. Above everything else, is Nancy Pelosi and the Democrats really weakened the House of Representatives, and they've weakened what an impeachment really is. I mean, it's meaningless. And everything that happened yesterday was completely meaningless. And she's holding off sending it to the Senate, I believe, because she just doesn't want him acquitted so quick. She's trying to keep it out there hanging for as long as she can before he's acquitted.
The Congress has to realize, I'm going to use a vulgar terminology, they shot the load.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. That's right. And you can't keep going back to the well with impeachment after impeachment. It's just, come on. There was I got to tell you though, I got a glimpse of Jerry Nadler yesterday in the elevator, and the same guy that read Schiff his Miranda rights was calling him a traitor. I cannot believe how short he is and how sickly he is. Nadler, he is so frail. He did not look well yesterday. Did you see him walking around?
When he wasn't the Weeble.
When he was huge and fat?
That guy looked like a human basketball with Willy Wonka in the Chocolate Factory. One of those kids blew up, big round.
Yeah, the blueberry. Yeah, the girl with the gum that turned into a big blueberry. Or was that Veruca's Salt? Who was turned into the blueberry? Was it Veruca's Salt or was it the gum chewing girl? I don't remember. Yeah, I would say, yeah. Yeah, and this guy was calling him a traitor and everything, and he runs into the elevator, right? And Nadler couldn't get the door of the elevator to shut. And he kept hitting the button over and over again, and he was really thrown off. And I think he was hitting the open door button because he couldn't get the elevator door to shut. And this guy kept yelling at him, calling him a traitor, and he did not. He looked panicked, Nadler. He looked, believe it or not, he looked like he had some shame for what he did.
The thing is now the Republicans, from what I see these videos all over, they're getting the Democrats, what the Democrats used to do to the Republican congressmen and senators, the yelling and the screaming at the meetings. Now the Republicans are giving it to them, and they don't know what the heck to do anymore.
That's right. And well, part of the reason she's not transmitting as well because she doesn't want. The moment she transmits to the Senate, she loses control. She loses control of the process. Pelosi, they lose control of the narrative. They lose control of everything, and it turns over to the Republicans. And that's one of the other reasons she's not sending it to the Senate.
With the Schumer wants to have 4 witnesses, and that one congressman said to him, basically, now it's our game. You ain't getting your witness.
Well, to quote Schumer when he was talking to President Trump, elections have consequences, Senator, and you lost. Okay, you're not in power in the Senate, so screw you all. Okay, Mitch McConnell looks like he's holding strong.
Is the only man in the entire country, legal, illegal, whatever, to have no constitutional rights. It's absolutely...
Well, you know what I said yesterday, and this is very true, and I hope others pick up on this. When this trial happens in the Senate, this will be the first time that we in America have seen a televised trial of an innocent man on television. I mean, this is a lynching trial, and I've never, there have been all these high-profile trials that have been on TV over the years. OJ, Clinton's impeachment, the L.A. cops and Rodney King, the Menendez brothers, Jodi Arias, all these people. The list goes on. We've never seen a televised criminal trial of an innocent man on television before in America. When you have a lynch mob, knowing a man's innocent, pushing to convict an innocent man before us. I mean, this is, we're in all new territory. Hey, Steve, appreciate the call. I got to run for the break. All right, if you're on hold, stand by. 36 minutes after 6, we'll take our break and be right back. Don't go anywhere.
Know that your skin is your largest organ, yet it's probably the most
Steve Kane Show.
Living in South Florida means having an annual checkup for skin cancer is vital. We live in the Sunshine State after all, and our skin bears the brunt of the sunshine. It's time to have your annual skin checkup. There's no better doctor to take care of this for you than Dr. Jose Mendez.
Welcome, and make sure you subscribe on YouTube.
When it comes to caring for your skin and making sure that it is healthy as possible,
make sure you subscribe, people.
Cancer-free, you want Dr. Mendez as your personal dermatologist. Dr. Mendez is caring and very knowledgeable.
Yes, he is.
Your annual skin cancer exam is covered by Medicare. Dr. Mendez also takes most other insurances. Steve Kane recently had his annual skin cancer checkup. It was easy breezy. Dr. Mendez examined him from head to toe.
Chuck Connors and Brandon as the man who ran.
Dr. Mendez right now at 954-431-7681.
Was Brandon before or after the Rifleman? That was after the Rifleman, wasn't it?
Make sure to ask for Sarah. She takes extra good care of Steve Kane.
I've always wanted a 30-30 like Chuck Connors had in the Rifleman.
Skin cancer can save your life. Call Dr. Mendez right now at 954-431-7681. 954-431-7681.
Hey guys, this is Kathy.
I figured.
Last year I got Brian a MyPillow for Christmas, and it was his favorite present.
That's right, Kathy. In fact, I loved MyPillow so much, I got you one and Emily one the following week. And then a few months later, I got a MyPillow pet bed for our dog Nina.
Our entire household sleeps on a MyPillow, and I have to say, a MyPillow will give you the best sleep of your life.
It's not just height. There's a reason the MyPillow is so popular. It will actually help you sleep deeper, and you will wake up rested.
If you're looking for the perfect gift for someone you care about, a MyPillow is the way to go.
And if you know someone with pets, a MyPillow pet bed is a great gift.
There are so many awesome products at MyPillow.com. You're bound to find the perfect gift for everone on your list. And they can be
Chuck Connors, man, he played pro baseball and pro basketball like at the same time.
NE for great radio discounts, like the BOGO 2-for-1 MyPillow offer. Buy one MyPillow and get the second one for free when you use the promo code Kane.
Press 1 if you don't know who Chuck Connors is. Press 1 if you don't know who Chuck Connors is. If you've never heard of him before.
Or call 1-800-716-4879. From our house to your house. Merry Christmas.
All right, coming back. Press 1 if you've never heard of Chuck Connors. Oh my goodness, Beverly. Oh my gosh. Yes, he was in Roots.
$350 for single people, $450
yeah,
for
Chicken George was his slave.
Trust with Attorney Barry Siegel.
Oh my gosh, Bruce. Oh my goodness.
Italian restaurant in Coral Springs.
Chuck Connors, real man.
With 9 offices in South Florida, including Boca Raton, Plantation, and Coral Springs. Call 1-855-FLA-3782.
Listen to the Steve Kane Show on iHeartRadio. Just search for W.
Yeah, we're back. I'm Brian Craig. This is the Steve Kane Radio Show, Florida's longest running radio show. We're actually trying to determine if President Trump is legally, constitutionally impeached. He very well may not be impeached until Nancy files with the clerk to transmit to the Senate. All right, let's go to the phones. Good morning. You're on the radio.
This is Sunrise. I think that Pelosi, I think on Fox they were saying that she's going to hold on to them until she can find out. what the procedure is going to be in the Senate.
Well, that's not up to her. You know, when you're a grand jury cannot hold off on sending an indictment. When a prosecutor goes to a grand jury, and what happened yesterday is the equivalent of a grand jury situation, okay? When a prosecutor goes to a grand jury, he doesn't say, okay, I'm going to hold off on sending this indictment until I control the court and tell the court how they're going to run the court and run the trial. What the hell is this all about? I mean, you know, Kim, come on.
Well, she thinks that she can control it. Also, she wants to delay it so she gives her minions in the media.
Well, I've got good luck.
It's a lie. It's a delusional fantasy. If you listen to the debate at all, it was incredibly boring.
Oh, yeah.
There's two different realities that they're existing in. I mean, the Democrats and Republicans, they both exist in two totally different realities. It's unbelievable.
Well, you know what? I don't have the resources to do this. But there's a lot of people like Breitbart, you know, like Bannon. He's taken the world by storm now with his podcast that he's doing and everything. Breitbart, these groups. What I would do if I had the resources, and you know what? Michael Savage could do this. He's out there in Nancy Pelosi's San Francisco. I would go to San Francisco and I would show the poop on the streets and find out what Nancy's doing about the poop on the streets. And you know what? I hear they got a lot of drug needles on the streets, too, in San Francisco.
So some homeless guy taking relieving himself in the aisle of Safeway.
I saw that. Yeah, I saw that online. I mean, you know, San Francisco is one of the landmark American cities. And it's literally been turned into a disgusting... You won't hear Rice Aroni bragging about being the San Francisco treat these days, you know, because of what's going on out there.
Probably last night. No, that was incredible. The fact that the way he talked about it, he was like, you know what, this is like... He was, I don't feel like I was impeached. That was great.
Well, yeah, and, you know, one thing about this impeachment that's very different from 1998 is everyone around the president, everyone, not just the Republicans in Congress, the president, all of us, he's an innocent man, like in the Billy Joel song. I am an innocent man, that's what I am. And if you go back to, I'm a big Billy Joel fan, I can quote Billy Joel lyrics all day, but I won't. But if you go back, I saw him in concert, it was unbelievable thing many years ago. But anyway, Bill Clinton impeachment was much different. No one said he was innocent, not even the Democrats in Congress. They said, this is between a husband and his wife. So the biggest defenders of Bill Clinton not once claimed he was innocent. Much different. And when...
Act like this is a serious...
Well, you saw when the vote came in and the Democrats started cheering, Nancy Pelosi singled them to shut it down because this is something they don't want to do, you know.
That was mad at her children.
Well, more like the Wicked Witch of the West. You know what I mean? She kind of reminded me of the Wicked Witch of the West, Hillary Clinton. I mean, she looked at... It really shows you how immature and childlike the Democrats are. Because, you know, being a Democrat is...
Here, they're just trying to build a lie, and nobody's buying it.
Well, Tim Pool is a young millennial guy who does political talk on YouTube, Tim Pool. And I don't always agree with Tim Pool. And he's very millennial, even wears the beanie, you know, 12 months a year, even in the heat of the summer. But I was watching Tim Pool yesterday. He was talking about, he made a very good point, Tim Pool. And he was talking about why the Democrats in the Trump districts voted for impeachment and not against it. And Tim Pool said, looking at polling data, et cetera, they've already lost their re-elections. So, you know, they're
the car, every time it chases by, like the car's the impeachment. They finally caught the car, now what?
Now, I know this question seems maybe technical and ridiculous, but if she hasn't, to transmit to the Senate, she does it at the House clerk, the clerk's office in the Congress. Is Donald Trump officially impeached without her doing that action? I think he may not be. I mean, you know, when you buy a house, you gotta go to the closing, sign the papers. They gotta be filed and all of this. You know, I'm not sure that legally and technically he's impeached at this moment. because she won't send it over to the clerk to get to the Senate.
People are upset because I personally find this offensive. I feel like that I'm being attacked.
I'm not upset. You think you'd be upset. I'm not upset. I think that Nancy Pelosi has so weakened the House of Representatives and has so trivialized the Democrat Party. That's good for Trump. And what's good for Trump is good for America. All right, I'll let you run, but thanks for the call. That's my take on it. Maybe I'm wrong about that, but I think it was very trivial. And, when they cheered yesterday, that was some hardcore bad news for the Democrats, and the way Nancy handled it. Oh, my goodness. Live. The camera's on her live, and she gets that really angry look on her face. That was beautiful stuff. Our number is toll-free, 1-888-GO-CANE-1. I'm sorry, liberals, that I'm not upset that they voted to impeach Trump yesterday. How many of you actually sat through and watched that yet? Oh, my goodness. It was so terminally boring. Wasn't it so terminally boring? Everyone's got to have their 1 minute of fame so that their local news and their district will have them taking a strong position. Our number toll-free, 1-888-GO-CANE-1. 888-465-2631. 888-465-2631. My name is Brian Craig. This is Florida's longest-running radio show, The Steve Kane Show, on the radio since 1977. We will be back right after this.
With diabetes, did you know there's a 25% chance that you will develop a foot ulcer at some point in your life? And foot ulcers, when you have diabetes, can lead to severe health consequences up to and including amputation.
That's right.
Now, Medicare recognizes the importance of preventative foot care and has provided coverage for those of you who are at-risk patients. I want to introduce you to my good friends at the Soul
Laura Ingram was great
Authority.
last night, yeah.
At the Soul Authority, at little or no cost, you can receive your very own.
No, I'll ask this when I get back.
Of therapeutic shoes made specially for diabetics. You're probably not aware, but as a diabetic Medicare recipient, you are entitled to one pair of high-quality diabetic shoes with 3 custom inserts per year. These are not the ugly Frankenstein shoes. These are name brand shoes. They're stylish. They'll provide you with the extra width and extra depth to stop diabetic foot problems before they begin. Oftentimes, amputation due to diabetes is preventable, and one of the preventable measures that is most effective is wearing proper shoes. Call the Soul Authority at 954-597-7060 or online at thesoulauthority.com. That's THESOLE authority.com. Tell them Steve Kane sent you.
Stop paying an outrageous fortune for your tires. Go easy on your budget and buy your tires at Friendly Tire in Margate, where they have all the major brands like Goodyear and Firestone at discount prices that absolutely can't be beaten. Steve Kane's tires for his Toyota van at the other shops, $175 a tire. At Friendly Tire, just $75 a tire. That's a $100 savings per tire. Tires for my daughter.
That's right, Shane.
Car, $135
Shane Bam.
at the shops around town. The price at Friendly Tire, only $65.
Right on
That's
both
a
counts,
$70
Shane.
savings per tire. These prices are out the door and on the road. Free mounting and balancing and no added charges. Friendly Tire have a great selection of good used tires too, starting at just $30 for most cars. Call my good buddy Friendly Mike at Friendly Tire. Tell him what you drive and he will give you a great low price right over the phone. 954-977-9445. 954-977-9445. Online, friendlytire.net.
Listen to the Steve Kane Show on Heart Radio. Just search for www.
All right, welcome back. I'm Brian Craig. This is the Steve Kane Radio Show, Florida's longest-running radio show on the radio since 1977. Let's go back to the phones on this Impeachment Thursday. Good morning. You're on the radio.
Hey.
Yeah.
Tessie?
Tessie.
A question about is he impeached? And so, as far as I know, until they deliver like the articles in a box to the House, he's not impeached.
That's what I'm thinking. Yeah.
Yeah, and so it's kind of like, hey, it'd be like me saying, hey, Brian, I'm suing you. But if I don't deliver the papers to you...
Yeah. Or if you get married at home without a priest and a marriage license or something, you know what I mean? You're not really married. You've gone through the marriage ceremony, but you're not married under the eyes of the law because there was no license or priest.
So they have to deliver it in a box. And so today, probably Mitch will go, on the TV, and he'll probably say, I don't know anything about it, because
he hasn't been impeached.
for the TV and everything, but he's going to be like, I don't know anything about it because I don't have any, I don't have any papers.
Yeah.
So, everything, control how the Senate is going to do things, and she can't do that.
No, she does think she's going to control. It really shows you how power mad she is. And I got it. I've been talking about this a lot these last few weeks. It's so important. I used to be a Democrat when I was a kid. I grew up and matured. But if I were a Democrat today and I saw what tyrants these Democrats are, I would leave the party in a heartbeat, even if I agreed with them on political issues like abortion and gun control, because they're dangerous, because they abuse their powers, they abuse their offices. The entire House of Representatives that voted in favor of impeachment yesterday, every Democrat, they are corrupt public officials. They are corrupt public officials who are attempting to prosecute a completely innocent man, a man they know to be innocent.
Yeah, it's heartbreaking. And, I'll admit, I voted once for a Democrat.
That's okay.
Yeah, I'm 40 now, and he said he was a blue dog,
Oh, yeah, they lie. Liar.
And then when it came to particular things, I would watch how he'd vote. And when it was real important to the Democrats, he would wait to see, how many people were going to vote. And then if it really meant the Democrats to vote, they would.
If they needed the numbers. If they needed the numbers. Yeah.
I learned that,
Thank you. Yeah, this is a good shirt. 45.
I'm a Christian, so I vote, where my values are. And it's not in the Democratic Party.
Well, they have no values. They're immoral people. Yeah, they're completely immoral people. Yeah, I mean, I remember, Scott Peterson, not the coward cop from Marjorie Stoneman Douglas, the other Peterson, the one that killed his wife Lacey in California. When Scott Peterson was being charged with murder of his wife Lacey, they charged him with 2 murders. He was charged, and he was convicted of both. Do you know who the second murder? He murdered 2 people, Scott Peterson. You know who the second one was?
His child.
His unborn child. Yeah, and I want to say that his name was Connor, or would have been, but yeah, he was charged with murdering his wife Lacey Peterson and his unborn child in the mother's womb. And the left took issue with this from coast to coast. They did not want Scott Peterson charged with that second murder because it would give personhood to the unborn, and they were advocating for them to drop the second murder charge on Scott Peterson. And I remember that tells you everything you need to know about these monsters in the Democrat Party.
That's incredible.
They're lowlives.
Yeah, they are. But they're also, there's one thing that's bothering me, too, that I'm so sick and tired of hearing is that everybody's saying we're a democracy, and we're not. We're a constitutional republic. And it really it's starting to bother me because...
Don't let it bother you because we're both. Stephen A. Ambrose, I saw on C-SPAN once talking about this. Some arrogant guy called him up and said, Stephen A. Ambrose, the historian, he wrote Band of Brothers. I've read a bunch of his books. Yeah, he's very good. If you want to read some great books, read Stephen A. Ambrose, one of the best writers of history in American history. But he was attacked on C-SPAN by a live caller, who said, we're not in a democracy, it's a constitutional republic. And he went into a very long-winded explanation, but we're both. We're a constitutional republic and also a representative democracy. We're not a true democracy. We don't vote on everything, but we're a representative democracy and a constitutional republic. So don't let those technicalities upset you. There's bigger fish to fry. The Democrats are prosecuting an innocent man and attempting to influence the 2020 election. Yeah, I would worry more about that.
Well, hey, I appreciate what you do, hearing real stuff because, you are, like you said, the real pro-Trump,
Oh, you'll never find anyone more Trump. You'll never hear me criticize Trump. Where are you located? You're in Texas. All right, Texas. Abilene, Texas. Who's from Abilene? What is that? What is that in a song, Abilene, or is there a celebrity from Abilene? Why is Abilene famous? It's in a song, or there's a celebrity from Abilene, Texas?
but it may be about Kansas, but like Abilene, the beat.
Oh, might be about Abilene, Kansas. Okay.
I have some celebrities here that what is like? I can't remember. He was in Roxanne. The guy.
Steve Martin. Oh, Steve Martin lives in Abilene. Really?
Here.
Oh, okay. The jerk.
Town that's kind of real scattered out.
Steve Martin made a movie that would never be made today called The Jerk. Are you old enough to remember The Jerk? And if people remember The Jerk, the premise behind The Jerk was that Steve Martin, this is back in his wild and crazy guy days, he was raised by a black family, and he starts the movie by saying, I was born a poor black child. And then he realizes, and then when they tell him that he's not black and they're not his birth parents, he travels America and tries to find himself and everything else. But they would never make such a politically incorrect movie like that. All right, anyway, appreciate the call. Abilene, Texas. Take care. And, oh, boy. Yeah, so I'm really believing that Donald Trump is not impeached because Nancy won't send the things out. And this, let me play the clip. This is Nancy. I got that clip. Hold on. Trump reads the vote during the rally. Where's the Pelosi tells the Democrats to shut up? Okay, here it is. Here, this is Pelosi yesterday after the vote.
We have legislation approved by the Rules Committee that will enable us to decide how we will send over the articles of impeachment. We're not sending it tonight because it's difficult to determine who the managers would be.
See, the managers are the prosecutors from the House. And back in the Clinton impeachment, the managers were the top Democrats pushing for the the Republicans like Henry Hyde and Bill McCollum, Lindsey Graham, and others who were pushing for the impeachment of Bill Clinton. No, I'm assuming nobody in the House wants the job to be the prosecutor. This is back to Pelosi.
We're not sending it tonight because it's difficult to determine who the managers would be until we see the arena in which we will be participating.
Now, I saw a clip. I didn't see Laura Ingraham last night, but I saw a clip of Laura Ingraham on Twitter this morning. And Laura Ingraham said, the arena is the United States Senate, Nancy. In the arena. Wow. So here you have Nancy Pelosi. She will not send the articles of impeachment to the Senate unless they agree to have a kangaroo court like the one they had at the House. You don't control the Senate, Nancy. You control the House for now until the next election. Wow. Control much? She's got control issues. She needs to go talk to Dr. Janae Lamaski, my therapist, Steve Kane's therapist, because Nancy Pelosi has some serious control issues going on there. All right, our number toll-free, 1-888-GO-KANE-1. We're live video stream on YouTube. Go to YouTube, Brian Craig on YouTube. We live stream the radio show each and every morning. I also upload my podcast to YouTube as well, the Brian Craig Show podcast, a show I do separate and apart from, of course, the Steve Kane Show. All right, let's take our break. It's 7 o'clock in the morning. We'll be back.
Talk Network is 95.3 FM, 96.9 FM, 103.9 FM, and AM 1470, WWNN Pompano Beach.
Will reimburse payments up to a total of $1,800 based on purchase and MSRP on approved credit. Excludes tax, tag title, includes $8.99 dealer fee. Offer ends 12/31/19.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's the rematch of the praise fight of the century. In this corner, the reigning 5-time champ, Toyota of Hollywood, the #1 volume Toyota dealer, based on total retail sales of new Toyotas in the Southeast region for 2014 to 2018 for SCT. And in this corner, challengers from every other manufacturer. The challengers come out swinging, but Toyota of Hollywood delivers a crushing blow by selling Toyotas at up to 50% less than their original MSRP when new and used.
50% less.
A pre-owned 2019 Camry SE, not $28,000, $17,775. A pre-owned 2019 Corolla LE, not $21,000, $12,775. Buy any new Toyota and we'll make your payments for 12 months. At Toyota of Hollywood, on 441 between Hollywood Boulevard and Sheridan Street. Open till midnight.
If you suffer with diabetes, did you know there's a 25%
Be right back,
chance
guys.
that you will develop a foot ulcer at some point in your life? And foot ulcers, when you have diabetes, can lead to severe health consequences up to and including amputation. Now, Medicare recognizes the importance of preventative foot care and has provided coverage for those of you who are at-risk patients. I want to introduce you to my good friends at the Soul Authority. At the Soul Authority, at little or no cost, you can receive your very own pair of therapeutic shoes made specially for diabetics. You're probably not aware, but as a diabetic Medicare recipient, you are entitled to one pair of high-quality diabetic shoes with 3 custom inserts per year. These are not the ugly Frankenstein shoes. These are name-brand shoes. They're stylish. They'll provide you with the extra width and extra depth to stop diabetic foot problems before they begin. Oftentimes, amputation due to diabetes is preventable, and one of the preventable measures that is most effective is wearing the proper shoes. Call the Soul Authority at 954-597-7060 or online at The Soul Authority.
Welcome, everyone. Make sure you subscribe. Top of the hour break. We'll be back with the second hour in just a couple minutes.
Authority.com. Tell them Steve Kane sent you.
Stop paying an outrageous fortune for your tires. Go easy on your budget and buy your tires at Friendly Tire in Margate, where they have all the major brands like Goodyear and Firestone at discount prices that absolutely can't be beaten. Steve Kane's tires for his Toyota van at the other shops, $175 a tire. At Friendly Tire, just $75 a tire. That's a $100 savings per tire. Tires for my daughter Emily's car, $135 at the shops around town. The price at Friendly Tire, only $65. That's a $70 savings per tire. These prices are out the door and on the road. Free mounting and balancing and no added charges. Friendly Tire have a great selection of good used tires too, starting at just $30 for most cars. Call my good buddy Friendly Mike at Friendly Tire.
That's right.
Tell him what you drive and he will give you a great low price right over the phone. 954-977-9445. 954-977-9445. Online, friendlytire.net.
Hey guys, this is Kathy, Brian's wife. Last year I got Brian a MyPillow for Christmas and it was his favorite present.
That's right, Kathy. In fact, I loved MyPillow so much, I got you one and Emily one the following week. And then a few months later, I got a MyPillow pet bed for our dog Nina.
Our entire household sleeps on a MyPillow, and I have to say, a MyPillow will give you the best sleep of your life.
It's not just height. There's a reason the MyPillow is so popular. It will actually help you sleep deeper and you will wake up rested.
If you're looking for the perfect gift for someone you care about, a MyPillow is the way to go.
And if you know someone with pets, a MyPillow pet bed is a great gift.
There are so many awesome products at MyPillow.com. You're bound to find the perfect gift for everyone on your list, and they can be shipped directly to the recipient.
When you order at MyPillow.com, make sure to use the promo code KANE, K-A-N-E.
That's right.
For great radio discounts, like the BOGO 2-for-1 MyPillow offer. Buy one MyPillow and get the second one for free when you use the promo
Steve
code
Kane
KANE. And pet beds, just $19.99 when you use the promo code
Steve Kane
KANE at checkout.
This Christmas, make it a
Steve Kane Show.
MyPillow Christmas.
Order at MyPillow.com or call 1-800-716-4879. From our house to your house. Merry Christmas.
The Steve Kane Show is brought to you by attorney Barry Siegel at the Siegel Law Group. Avoid probate with a revocable living trust. $350 for single people, $450 for married couples. When you complete your trust with attorney Barry Siegel, he will give you a $100 gift certificate to Tavolino Italian Restaurant in Coral Springs. The Siegel Law Group, with 9 offices in South Florida, including Boca Raton, Plantation, and Coral Springs.
That MyPillow pet bed is so comfortable.
FLA 3782. The opinions expressed on the following sponsored program are strictly those of the host, guests, and callers, and not necessarily those of this station, its staff, management, or sponsors.
The Steve Kane Show is live
Hey,
in
Sarah.
Morning Drive, 6 till 9 a.m. weekdays, and overnights, midnight till 6 a.m., 7 nights a week. To call the show toll-free, 1-800.
All right. Hour number 2 has begun. I'm Brian Craig. This is the Steve Kane Radio Show, Florida's longest-running radio show on the radio since 1977. Oh, boy, oh, boy, oh, boy. Yeah, it's the day after the impeachment vote, 19th of December. Yeah. Oh, MyPillow. Express shipping is available, so you still have time to order MyPillow products and have them delivered in time for Christmas. Or, as the liberals say, still have them delivered in time for the holiday. The holiday. You know, I know a lot of people that won't say Merry Christmas and take Christ out of Christmas, but boy, have you seen anyone turn down a Christmas gift? Yeah. No, but express shipping is available at mypillow.com. Still time to have the gifts arrive on time. Do you know that when you use that promo code Kane, you can save as much as 66%? It's absolutely amazing. It's absolutely amazing. So that 2-for-1 MyPillow, buy one MyPillow, get one for free. Every special at mypillow.com, no matter what it says, the TV special, the radio special, the duvet cover, the Mike Gallagher radio specials, no matter what specials you see at mypillow.com, you can take advantage of all of them when you use the promo code KANE, K-A-N-E, at checkout. MyPillow did this for us and for you in this listening audience. So support the Steve Kane Show. Support the president by supporting this very pro-Trump company, MyPillow, and order for yourself or anyone on your gift-giving list a MyPillow product with massive discounts, up to 66% off when you use the promo code Kane at checkout, K-A-N-E. All right, so we're breaking some news here on the Steve Kane Show this morning. And it appears that the president very well may not be impeached since Nancy won't file everything with the clerk to send to the Senate. So all those headlines, impeached, could all be fake news. Now, there's a lot of talk about Alcee Hastings, who's a member of Congress, vice chair of that Rules Committee, setting up the rules on how they're going to railroad President Trump. And let me tell you something about black liberals in the House of Representatives. Shame on you in particular. Shame on you with how the justice system in the past was used against innocent black men and women, and how the justice system was misused to acquit guilty white people who committed crimes against blacks. When you see how people misused and abused their power as members of a jury, as members of law enforcement, or as judges against African Americans throughout American history, and to sit and do the same thing that all those racist judges and racist sheriffs and police chiefs did back in the Jim Crow era and before, shame on you. But Alcee Hastings, an impeached federal judge, he's one of our local South Florida congressmen. Steve and I, we go way back with Alcee Hastings, and he was impeached, and now he's making the rules. And I know what he was impeached for, but I'm going to read the Wikipedia. Let's see what Wikipedia says. This is Alcee Hastings. He's on that rules, making the rules on how to railroad, how to have the wheels of justice go over our innocent president. Allegations and impeachment. In 1981, Alcee Hastings was charged. This is on Alcee Hastings' Wikipedia. In 1981, Alcee Hastings was charged with accepting a $150,000 bribe in exchange for a lenient sentence and in return of seized assets for 21 counts of racketeering by Frank and Thomas Romano, and of perjury in his testimony about the case. In 1983, Hastings was acquitted by a jury after his alleged co-conspirator refused to testify in court. In 1988, a Democrat-controlled, this is very important, in 1988, the Democratic-controlled United States House of Representatives took up the Hastings case, and Hastings was impeached for bribery and perjury by a vote of 413-3. Wow. He was then convicted on October 20th, 1989 by the United States Senate, becoming the 6th federal judge in history to be removed from office by the Senate. The Senate, in 2 hours of roll calls, voted 11 of the 17 articles of impeachment. It convicted Hastings of 8 of the 11 articles. Wow. 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 Hastings filed suit in federal court claiming his impeachment trial was invalid because he was tried by a Senate committee, not in front of the full Senate. The Supreme Court ruled that federal courts have no jurisdiction over Senate impeachment matters. So the ruling, his conviction and removal were upheld. Some pretty serious business. And you know what Alcee Hastings, and now this guy's on the Rules Committee, he's the vice chairman of the Rules Committee, making rules about how this thing happened yesterday. And we all know Alcee here in South Florida. And yeah, do you know what Alcee Hastings did before he was in Congress? Between the time he was impeached and thrown off the court, right, until he was in Congress, and now he's been elected for many, many years, he used to fill in for Steve Kaine. When I first started working with Steve, and I wasn't on the air really then, I just ran the board for Steve, and Alcee Hastings used to fill in for Steve all the time. And I remember the first time, because I knew about this was a big story in South Florida, because he was Alcee Hastings was a federal judge in Miami. And I remember the first time he came in to fill in, I didn't know he was coming in because I was just the board op. I didn't know what was going on. I just ran the board and played the spots. And Alcee Hastings came in to fill in for Steve this one day. Steve was off in England or something. And I was like, are you kidding? I can't believe this guy. It was just all over TV that he was impeached by the Senate. Now I'm sitting here running the board for this guy. Well, now, and to have, it's insanity to me that a man who was impeached by the Democrats and removed from office by the Senate as a federal judge for bribery. Bribery is one of the things they were accusing Trump of, right? Nadler and Schiff and all the rest, although it wasn't one of the articles of impeachment. For him to set the rules, that should have been a major story yesterday. Now, I know some conservative outlets mentioned it, but that's insanity. Not only was he impeached, he was removed from office, Alcee Hastings. And now he is making the rules on how to impeach our great president? It's insanity, people. We're in the twilight zone. Rod Serling couldn't do this. Now, this one was, let me find this clip. Where is this? Oh, yeah. Shalakowski, however the hell you pronounce her name. She really screwed herself yesterday. This is her 1-minute speech. Listen to this. Oh, before I play this, I forgot to ask you. I have 2 clips I'm playing from the 1-minute speeches yesterday. This is one. The other one's Ted Lieu. Lieu's a real piece of work. But after I play this, why do you think out of every member of Congress that spoke yesterday, this is the one I'm playing? I did mention it in the first hour if you were listening.
It is my adult son, Ian Schakowsky, whom I will always credit for my decision last June to support an impeachment inquiry.
Okay. Now, before I play the rest of it, her son, don't you love it? And she thinks this makes her look good. She's elected by the people and she's doing what her son's telling her to do. Oh, my goodness. But what's wrong with what she said? Her son told her in June to support an impeachment inquiry. What's wrong with that statement? I'll play the whole clip and then I'll tell you at the end.
It is my adult son, Ian Schakowsky, whom I will always credit for my decision last June to support an impeachment inquiry. It had never been my goal to impeach a president, but Ian made such a compelling case. He reminded me of the oath I have taken 11 times now to support and defend the Constitution of the United States. He said, "Mom, this is not about politics. This is not about party. And pushing back against my arguments, he said, "This has nothing to do with the final outcome. It's about doing the right thing, even if others don't."
Okay. Yeah, so she said her son convinced her to support an impeachment inquiry in June of last year against President Trump. Well, the problem with that is that the phone call with the president of Ukraine and President Trump didn't happen until July of last year. So her son convinced her to impeach the president about this Ukrainian phone call before it happened. Now, either her son is a psychic and can see into the future like Mickey Dane, or they really don't care what he's being impeached on, that they were looking to impeach him on just anything. Yeah. Her son, and by the way, the phone call happened in July. When did we know about it? Yeah, this year. So a year. So a year before the phone call, actually, a year and a month before the phone call, her son convinced her to support a impeachment inquiry. That's what she says. Let me play it again.
Son, Ian Schakowsky, whom I will always credit for my decision last June to support an impeachment inquiry.
Last June. Now, is last June, this June, a month before the phone call, or 13 months before the phone call? Last June to me means a month before. But some are saying it's a year before in the chat room. I think it's this summer. So before the phone call happened, her son, he's like Tom Cruise in Minority Report in the office of pre-crime, has some ability. He saw into the future a month before the phone call was made. What the hell? What a moron. What an idiot. That's your Democrats, people. And, of course, Ted Lieu.
Whether impeaching or legislating, we will continue to be faithful to the Constitution regardless of what...
He can't even say Constitution. Listen how he says Constitution, Ted Lieu.
Impeaching or legislating, we will continue to be faithful to the Constitution
Yeah, it sounds like Floyd from Andy Griffith's show here. But anyway, Ted Lieu.
Whether impeaching or legislating, we will continue to be faithful to the Constitution regardless of...
Now, is he unable to say Constitution because he's intoxicated, or is he so disgusted by our great Constitution that he has a hard time saying the words? But let's listen to what else Ted Lieu said. That's not why I played this clip.
Whether impeaching or legislating...
Make sure you guys subscribe on YouTube.
We'll continue to be faithful to the Constitution regardless of what the Senate may or may not do. Moreover, impeachment is a form of deterrence. Our children are watching. No president ever wants to be impeached. And whether Donald Trump leaves in 1 month, 1 year, or 5 years, this impeachment is permanent. It will follow him around for the rest of his life, and history books will record it. And the people will know why we impeached. It's all very simple. No one's above the law, not our commander-in-chief, not our president.
And now Ted Lieu, who can say commander-in-chief and the president are the same person. I'm not sure if he knows about that. Ted Lieu's another one. You know? Ted Lieu's another one. So what Ted Lieu's admitting to is something we've known, but to actually hear him say it on the floor of Congress is pretty amazing. What he's saying is that we just want him to have that label. We just want to label him. Somebody had mentioned Chuck Connors and branded earlier. That's what they want to brand him, right? I mean, that's exactly what they're doing here, you know. And I got to tell you this, you know, when I see this guy, Ted Lieu, is an attorney who was in the Judge Advocate General Corps of the United States Air Force, and he's still a colonel in the reserve. And I never really thought so much in the past about this until Tulsi Gabbard joined the scene of things. You know, it's not new to have members of Congress who are also serving in the military. Is there not a conflict between... He's a colonel in the United States Air Force Reserve, Ted Lieu. Is there a conflict in being in Congress and being in the service when you're voting against the commander-in-chief that you are sworn to, that to me it seems that there's a conflict of interest there, in my mind. Because once a month, he puts on the uniform, boom, and he does his 2 weeks a year as well. Now that's just, I think there is a bit of a conflict there. You know, and Tulsi Gabbard, who took the cowardly way out and voted present yesterday. Tulsi Gabbard, with all her combat veteran experience and everything, that was not very brave. Either vote yes or no, yay or nay. All right, let's take our first break of the second hour. We do believe that Donald Trump has not been impeached since Nancy Pelosi has not filed the charges and the vote to transmit to the Senate. So all those headlines that say impeached are inaccurate fake news headlines until Nancy transmits to the Senate. We'll be right back with your calls after this.
Are messy adhesives ruining the taste of your food? Is it painful for you to eat? Does the constant denture movement affect your speech? Are you always worried that your dentures will fall out while you're talking or laughing? Do you have sore spots? You are not alone. These are common problems that can be solved simply with dental implants. This is Steve Kane, and I want to introduce you to Brighton Dental Care, where the Kane family goes for all our dental needs. Brighton Dental Care doesn't want cost to stop you from being able to eat the foods you love again and live in comfort. That's why, for Steve Kane listeners, they're offering implants.
Isn't Ted Lieu Taiwanese? For some reason, I was trying. He's Taiwanese. Well, I know he's American, but his family are Taiwanese, I think.
The exact same implants and denture. That's right, $6,000.
Steve Kane Show.
But at Brighton Dental Care, just $3,500.
Yeah, what's up? Oh, okay. Hold on. I think he's Taiwanese. I for some reason that popped in my head. Let me see if I can find out.
4633 and online at BrightonDentalCare.com. Be sure to ask about special discounts for our military veterans.
So you've been told you need a medical
Yeah, he is
test.
Taiwanese.
What are you going to have to pay? Health tests can be very expensive. If you go to
Steve
your
Kane
doctor's
Show.
office or to one of the big labs, it can cost you hundreds of dollars. Sometimes I haven't had tests because of the cost. Then I discovered Any Lab Test Now of Plantation, where they guarantee the lowest prices on all of their thousands of lab tests. Any Lab Test Now of Plantation's goal is to save you money and get you in and out in 15 minutes or less. At Any Lab Test Now of Plantation, you never need an appointment. You can walk right in and have one of their thousands of tests done for just a fraction of what the big labs or your doctor's office charges. Give them a call, 954-916-1072, 954-916-1072. Tell them what test you need, and they will give you a quote right over the phone, 954-916-1072. Any Lab Test Now in Plantation is located in the Jacaranda Plaza. That's the public shopping center in Plantation, just west of University Drive, on the north side of Sunrise Boulevard. Any Lab Test Now in Plantation. Private and affordable lab testing. 954-916-1072.
Hey ladies, are you suffering from the signs and symptoms of menopause? Stop suffering and visit Dr. Mitch Matez. Talk to him about bioidentical hormone pellet therapy. Bioidentical hormone pellet therapy will reverse the signs and symptoms of menopause. Your mood swings will disappear. You know, you're angry and want to hit someone and then cry the next minute. Those moods will be gone. You will feel amazing, happy, sane, and normal. Your night sweats gone. That foggy brain will be lifted. You will sleep better, and you're not going to need that afternoon cup of coffee or a nap anymore. When your hormones are out of whack, you have zero interest in sex. You will get your libido and sexual desire back. Your husband or boyfriend will be a happy man. Call Dr. Matez for a free consultation. 561-953-5490.
Yeah, present. Week.
561-953-5490.
Steve Kane Show.
5490.
Hang on.
Listen to the Steve Kane Show on iHeartRadio. Just search for WWA.
All right. Welcome back, everyone. I'm Brian Craig. You are listening to Florida's longest-running radio show, The Steve Kane Show, on the radio since 1977. Impeachment Thursday. We're determining if the president truly is impeached. I'm saying he very well may not be, since Nancy won't file and submit to the Senate. All right, well, we have a full board of calls, but my wife is on hold, so I think I should take my wife ahead of everyone else. even people that have been on hold longer. So, you know, I got to go home after all, after the show. My wife, Kathy. Hey, Kathy, good morning.
Good morning. Good idea. Well, you know, I wanted to say real quick that I didn't realize how many Facebook friends I have that hate the president because they don't usually post political things, but today they have been. And I realize what this is all about. This is really, I know obviously it's about, you know, they want to try to destroy Trump, but they know that it's not going to pass the Senate. This is about placating their base because every single person says, I feel validated, I feel vindicated, I'm happy with this, at least he has this stain on his presidency, he'll always be known as being impeached. This is about placating. This is why Nancy did this, because she's had so much pressure. These people hate Trump as much as we love Trump. They hate him just as much. So it's so important to vote next year.
Oh, yeah.
Complacent, because the hatred is real. But this is about just placating to their base, because the liberals are happy. Just that even though they know it's not going to pass, they feel, I mean, I've seen so many people say, I feel validated, I feel vindicated. I'm so happy he's impeached. That's like all they wanted is to do that, to just make their base.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. That's exactly what it is. I know when you know the thing about Facebook, which really is a poison on our society, Facebook in so many ways. When things like this happen, you see who your friends really are when they start talking about Trump. You know, because really, do you want to be friends with people that think these terrible things about this great man, Donald Trump? Me personally, I don't. That's me. You know, you can. You know.
A lot of them after that, and they really, their hatred is, like I said, as much as we love the guy, that's how much they hate him. They post all these horrible memes of him and very nasty, humiliating things. I mean, it's really amazing when you go to the other side and you take a peek, and because a lot of Trump people are only friends with Trump people, but when you get a peek into the other side and see the absolute hatred they have for this man, it's really unsettling to see. It really is.
That's right. That's right. All right, Kathy, I'll see you later. All right, take care. Yeah, well, when I go home, that's my wife, Kathy. You know, this thing with Ted, let me play this thing with Ted Lieu again, Democrat.
Whether impeaching or legislating, we will continue to be faithful to the Constitution regardless of what the Senate may or may not do. Moreover, impeachment is a form of deterrence. Our children are watching. No president ever wants to be impeached. And whether Donald Trump leaves in 1 month, 1 year, or 5 years, this impeachment is permanent. It will follow him around for the rest of his life, and history books will record it.
Wow, this is amazing. So that's Ted Lieu, and Ted Lieu, his background is Taiwanese, and you know, shame on Ted Lieu. You know, you look at what's going on in Taiwan, and over the years, the human rights abuses that go on in China. You know, and here you've got China, this place that persecutes Hong Kong, that wants nothing more than to take over Taiwan, where his family are from, you know, and you have this president who's the first president ever to take on this oppressive police state of China, and he's going against him. Are you kidding me? You know, the people of Asia, in particular Taiwan, should be rallying around President Trump for taking on China the way that he is. Shame on Ted Lieu. Yeah, shame on all of them, actually. All right, let's go back to the phones. Richie, you're on the radio. Richie, the bus driver.
Good morning. To follow your wife is an honor.
Oh, yeah.
I have to say this to you. Listen, Alcee Hastings, by the way, got nailed. He got $50,000,
exactly.
I believe, if my memory serves.
If they said 150. It said they found $50,000 in the freezer? I never heard that.
In the freezer.
In the freezer? I never heard that one before. Do you remember when Alcee Hastings was an out-of-work impeached federal judge and he used to fill in for Steve all the time? Yeah.
But you see, you go to Disney World. I'm going to give you an analogy. You go to Disney World quite often. You go to the Magic Kingdom. You go in the Pirates of the Caribbean and you see all these pirates running. For those who've never been there, it's a bunch of low-life pirates chasing women around, living like low-life. That is the Democratic Party. So to me, I know President wants to be impeached, but when it comes to seeing who impeached them, I would wear it as a badge of honor because they remind me of the Pirates of the Caribbean. I got to take the lowlifes, every one of them are phonies, bringing up their grandchildren and children. They have, and the Constitution, I almost, you know, if I had a barf bag from the airlines, I'd probably be in my toilet all day long listening to that crap yesterday, one after the other. It's just totally disgusting. And for those who hate the president, I hate to tell you this, you're basically un-American because look what he's done for our country. You just can go up and down the line. And I'm tired of hearing that he puts children and separates them and puts them in cages, which is a talking point. It's a bunch of crap. I mean, the whole thing is crap.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, a couple things about that. Couple points about that. One is Pirates of the Caribbean. But, you know, they took out, you know, the highlight of Pirates of the Caribbean was when they were selling the women into sex slavery. You know, they had the redhead. They updated the ride for the new generation. They took that out where they're selling the redhead to the guys to be a sex slave. They changed the redhead. She's now a female pirate, and they're selling rum. They're no longer selling the women. They updated it for the pansy generation. Yeah. Yeah.
For some reason, she looked like she had a stroke, man. I watched her at the end.
Well, when they Democrats started to cheer and she motioned them to shut up. We don't want to do this, but the Constitution commands us. If you read the Federalist paper number 36 or whatever number they're throwing out, this is what we must do, and we don't want to do it. And then they celebrated like they just won the World Series.
It's right out there. They think we're so stupid, man. I mean, even if you're on the fence and you're not sure, if you watch that, you know you can see what a phony is. They're all phonies, man.
Well, listen, you know, yeah, you're right on the money. But this thing about Nancy not sending the impeachment articles to the Senate. I mean, that was really, that's great stuff.
The talking points. We must do this now because this is an immediate threat.
Yes.
This is a crime and that's happening at this moment. We have to do this now. Well, I guess it wasn't such an emergency, was it? It's all...
Exactly. Well, when Nancy says, well, we're not going to transmit it over there until we can set up the proceedings, is she out of her mind? By the way, of the two houses, the House of Representatives is the lower house. The Senate's the one that's most powerful.
I don't respect her. I don't respect most of them. Nancy Pelosi reminds me of a Preparation H commercial, okay? That's all I can...
Oh, I thought you were going to say Polident commercial.
But Preparation H. That is when she's all dressed up, I think of Preparation H.
Yeah.
So she looked like she was having a stroke.
And that's the stupidity of wearing black, and everyone say, well, it's the Democrats' funeral because they're going to lose power, Yeah.
And you know, Al DeJohn is a typical Democrat, by the way. I know he's going to call you up. He's going to be...
What do you mean, an out-of-work bum? What do you mean, an average Democrat?
A pirate of the Caribbean, somebody who lives in an alternate life, because anybody's seen what's going on in this country. I watched the president when he got up there last night at his rally. The truth is they can't beat him because what he's done for this country. He is 100% American, man. He's for everybody here.
That's right. That's right. All right, Richie, take care. I got to run for a break. Take care. You know what Nancy Pelosi really needs? The president was talking about the false teeth the other day, the dentures. She really needs Dr. Gupta over at Brighton Dental. We'll be right back.
Wearers, are messy adhesives ruining the taste of your food? Is it painful for you to eat? Does the constant denture movement affect your speech? Are you always worried that your dentures will fall out while you're talking or laughing? Do you have sore spots? You are not alone. These are common problems that can be solved simply with dental implants. This is Steve Kane, and I want to introduce you to Brighton Dental Care, where the Kane family goes for all our dental needs. Brighton Dental Care doesn't want cost to stop you from being able to eat the foods you love again and live in comfort. That's why, for Steve Kane listeners, they're offering implants, get this, for just $3,500. That includes 2 implants plus a lower denture. Now, if you go to a dentist in Boca or in Aventura, they're going to charge you $6,000 for the exact same implants and denture. That's right, $6,000, but at Brighton Dental Care, just $3,500, and that includes the 2 implants plus your lower denture. Laugh and live with confidence. Call Brighton Dental Care at
Something wrong. Oh, that's the funniest.
922-4633.
About that plane. Oh my gosh.
922-4633 and online at brightondentalcare.com. Be sure to ask about special discounts for our military veterans.
So you've been told you need a medical test. What are you going to have to pay? Health test can be very expensive if you go to your doctor's office or to one of the big labs. It can cost you hundreds of dollars. Sometimes I haven't had tests because of the cost. Then I discovered Any Lab Test Now of Plantation, where they guarantee the lowest prices on all of their thousands of lab tests. Any Lab Test Now of Plantation's goal is to save you money and get you in and out in 15 minutes or less. At Any Lab Test Now of Plantation, you never need an appointment. You can walk right in and have one of their thousands of tests done for just a fraction of what the big labs or your doctor's office charges. Give them a call, 954-916-1072. 954-916-1072. Tell them what test you need, and they will give you a quote right over the phone. 954-916-1072. Any Lab Test Now of Plantation is located in the Jacaranda Plaza. That's the public shopping center in Plantation, just west of University Drive, on the north side of Sunrise Boulevard. Any Lab Test Now of Plantation, private and affordable lab testing. 954-916-1072.
The Steve Kane Show is brought to you by Attorney Barry Siegel at the Siegel Law Group. Avoid probate with a revocable living trust. $350 for single people, $450 for married couples. When you complete your trust with Attorney Barry Siegel, he will give you a $100 gift certificate to Tavolino Italian Restaurant in Coral Springs. The Siegel Law Group, with 9 offices in South Florida, including Boca Raton, Plantation, and Coral Springs. Call 1-855-FLA-3782.
Listen to the Steve Kane Show on iHeartRadio.
All right, welcome back. I'm Brian Craig. This is the Steve Kane Radio Show, Florida's longest-running radio show on the radio since 1977. Welcome on this. Apparently, the president's not impeached. Nancy won't send the documents over to the clerk to transmit to the Senate. He's not yet impeached. All the headlines are wrong. The entire media is wrong. Yeah, so we're ahead of the game here on the Steve Kane Show this morning. 1-888-GO-KANE-1. Yeah, you know, these Democrats, one thing that they're able to do is really help us a lot here. Alyssa Milano. Oh, my goodness. This is Alyssa Milano.
Listen to me very carefully. I am angry. If he's not, Greta was angry. He's seen nothing yet. I'm premenopausal and I am angry.
Yeah, Alyssa Milano. She's premenopausal and she's angry. And I'm here to tell you that women, if you're menopausal, if you're premenopausal, and you're angry, that does not have to be the case. Call Dr. Mitch Matez and talk to Dr. Matez about hormone replacement therapy. You know, hormone replacement therapy, I talk a lot about what it does with men because I'm a man and I'm a patient. But in women, you know, if Alyssa Milano went over and took advantage of the free consultation with Dr. Mitch Matez that Steve Kane listeners enjoy, and started hormone replacement pellet therapy, she no longer would be premenopausal and she wouldn't be angry because hormone replacement pellet therapy completely, 100% reverses the signs and symptoms of menopause. The night sweats, The mood swings and anger fits that you hear with Alyssa Milano. So, ladies, if you are pre or post-menopausal and you're angry, call Dr. Mitch Matez. I'm not kidding you. It will reverse the signs and symptoms, hormone replacement pellet therapy, that you're experiencing, including those mood swings that we hear from Alyssa Milano. Yeah. So Dr. Matez's number, 561-953-5490, 561-953-5490, and hormone therapy, BocaRaton.com. I'm serious about that. You know, Alyssa Milano, if she went and started hormone replacement pellet therapy, she might become a Trump supporter. She could have all that anger. Menopause, yes, 561-953-5490. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. I know. Isn't that something? I think I might take that clip and turn that into a permanent recorded commercial. Take that clip of Alyssa Milano and premenopausal I'm angry and put that in. I think I might do that. Maybe I'll do that over the weekend. Sounds like a pretty good idea to me. Now, this is an article that I saw on Breitbart. Listen to this. So Nancy Pelosi won't... Yeah, I think I'll do it. I'll turn that into... What do you guys think? Should I take that Alyssa Milano, turn that into a spot for Dr. Matez? I think so, because she definitely needs it. It would be funny, but it's true. It is true. It is true. Yes, we'll do it. This is in Breitbart. Now, Nancy, who has not yet impeached the president, she said yesterday... I have so many clips here. Well, hold on. Where am I? Okay, here we go.
By the Rules Committee that will enable us to decide how we will send over the articles of impeachment. We're not sending it tonight because it's difficult to determine who the managers would be.
See, nobody wants to be the manager. I think no one wants the job. No one wants the damn job of being the manager over there in the Senate trial. But listen to this. She thinks she's holding this up. This is in Breitbart. Speaker of the House, Madam Speaker herself, Nancy Pelosi. I call her Madam Speaker because when I think of Madam, I think of whorehouse. And she certainly is a House Madam of a bunch of whores and whoremongers in the Democrat Party, at least all but three, after what happened yesterday. Speaker of the House, Nancy Pelosi, appears to be considering an idea Democrats have floated for several days. I'm reading this in Breitbart. Holding back the articles of impeachment to exercise leverage over the Senate and the president. She declined formally to transmit the articles to the Senate Wednesday evening after the House voted to impeach President Donald Trump. Unfortunately for them, this is Nancy and the House Democrats, the Senate can act regardless and would vote to acquit. That's because the Constitution, this is in Breitbart, that's because the Constitution is absolutely clear about the Senate's authority. Article 1, Section 3 of the Constitution. Now, they're all quoting the Constitution. We're doing it. Every Democrat used the word Constitution. Article 1, Section 3 of the Constitution says, quote, the Senate shall have the sole power to try all impeachments. That is all. The Chief Justice presides over a trial involving the president, but the Senate makes the rules, and the Senate is controlled by Mitch McConnell, who regards what the House has done with contempt. It says here, you're in Cocaine Mitch's court now. Why do they call him Cocaine Mitch? I've heard that before. Why do they call Mitch McConnell Cocaine Mitch? What do I not know about here? Politico outlined Democrats' new idea, citing constitutional lawyer Lawrence Tribe, but interestingly, not the Constitution itself. Pelosi hopes to pressure McConnell into holding a fair trial. This after she and her party broke every relevant House rule and precedent and several amendments in the Bill of Rights, all in the name of their sole power of impeachment. They forget that a fair trial applies to the accused, not the accuser, and has since 1215. Set aside for the moment that holding onto the articles of impeachment would contradict everything Adam Schiff and Democrats have said for weeks about the urgency of impeachment. They needed to stop him before he could cheat in the next election, we were told. That's why the House could not wait for the courts to rule on the White House resistance to stop congressional subpoenas. All of that would be exposed as a lie. If Pelosi refuses to submit the articles of impeachment to the Senate, Mitch McConnell can convene the Senate anyway, summon the Chief Justice, and swear in the senators as jurors. Democrats can boycott, but they cannot stop the trial. McConnell can then propose to dismiss the charges or even hold a vote to acquit the president. Pelosi can hide the articles of impeachment in Adam Schiff's basement forever, and it won't make a difference. This is an article by Joel B. Pollack of Breitbart. That's right. Oh, boy. Yeah, do it, Mitch. Do it. And you know what? Do the damn thing today. By dinner time, let's have President Trump acquitted in the Senate. Let's just do it. Call John Roberts over there. Let's just do it. This is great stuff. Wow, Nancy. Nancy really blew it this time, didn't she? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. This is totally unrelated to anything that we're talking about. I'm only going to mention this because this is something I've never heard of. Have any of you donated blood? I've donated over 2 gallons of blood in my lifetime. Every time you donate a gallon, they send you a certificate in the mail. And I've donated over 2 gallons because I've gotten certificates for 2 gallons of blood in my lifetime. But I just saw this in the New York Post today. I'm just throwing this out. This is just bizarre. A Virginia Beach mom has donated about 12,000 ounces, which is 94 gallons, of her own breast milk to 28 babies over the last year and a half. She started donating her breast milk in 2018 to other moms seeking human milk when she realized she was producing too much to use and too much to store in her stuffed fridges and freezers. I was making anywhere from 75 to 100 ounces a day, pumping a lot. Her premature son would only drink about 10 ounces of it per day. My dad said he needed the freezer space back. Well, what about your husband? Does she have a husband? What's with dad? Right? Her dad needs his freezer space back. What about the husband? She first turned to neighbors who needed her milk, but it was still filling her fridges, so she joined Facebook groups like Human Milk for Human Babies to find moms in need of breast milk. Her wealth of breast milk has now helped foster children and infants with special needs, and even a baby who lost its mother to domestic violence. One mom even drove with her twins more than 100 miles from Richmond, Virginia, to get the free breast milk. I think I'm up to almost 30 babies, including my 2, she says. 28 babies that are not mine are drinking my breast milk. Wow. That is weird. Nothing about the husband. That is just strange. Strange. I know. I don't know. Would you feed your baby the breast milk of another human that's not the mother? I don't think so. I don't think that's what I would do. I don't think that's very smart, actually, if you think about it. It's kind of weird. Very strange. All right, listen, we'll take our last break of the second hour. It's 47 minutes after 7. Charlene in the chat says it's not weird. To take... No. I just don't... I wouldn't trust it. I wouldn't trust the breast milk of another woman and for my child to consume it. All right, our number 1, Triple H, go, Kane 1. She could probably make a lot of money selling that breast milk. You know, there's a lot of weird guys who would buy that breast milk. You know that, right? She could sell her breast milk to perverted men for a lot of money per glass. Like a glass of breast milk, they would charge, she could charge hundreds of dollars to a lot of these perverted men for her breast milk. Oh yeah, she could, and maybe she should think about it. Her 2 kids, she could set up a college fund and pay for both of their colleges selling her breast milk to men. Could you imagine? Yeah, men would buy it. All right, listen, we'll take our break and be right back. This is the Steve Kane Radio Show. Don't go anywhere.
You've heard Steve Kane talk about the great work and the incredible prices at Dr. Gupta's Brighton Dental. Richie the bus driver called Steve Kane on the air and told him about his experience at Brighton Dental.
Good morning. I have to talk about Brighton Dental because your sponsor is a miracle worker. I broke my teeth each way. Okay, the man sat and worked on my tooth for 2
Yeah, you might have to
hours,
refresh.
Put a pin in it, put it back in place. I could eat anything I want. He said it was temporary. He did such a great job. It feels like permanent. I have no pain. I can eat anything I want now. And the fact of the matter, this is what really was unbelievable. I was getting on the bus to go to the reception, okay, in New York City. He knew I was in New York. The phone rings. Who do you think's on the line?
Dr. Gupta.
Right. He wants to see if everything is going okay and if I'm in any pain. The guy is unbelievably wonderful. I mean, thank you so much. I wouldn't have been able to eat. I wouldn't have been able to go. I would have looked like a pumpkin.
Everybody needs a great dentist, and of course, for you Steve Kane listeners, you have one, Dr. Gupta, and he's been over there at Brighton Dental. He takes really good care of you. He's very conscientious. He's, dentistry is an art when you stop and you think about it. And Dr. Gupta certainly is an artist, and we're so pleased to have him with us.
Yeah, I just wanted them to know if you need a dentist, and the guy is so good at what he does, he's so gentle, and I mean, I don't like dentists. This guy is this top shelf, and I'm going down to him to get it permanently put in, but right now, I don't have any pain. I can eat anything I want. Incredible.
Take Richie the bus driver's advice and go see Dr. Gupta at Brighton Dental. Call 954-922-4633. 954-922-4633.
This is Steve Kane. When it comes to looking your best, sometimes you need a little extra help. Dr. Nathan at the Nathan Clinic is a renowned plastic surgeon here in South Florida who will bring out your most beautiful self. Dr. Nathan, highly skilled, knows how to reveal your inner beauty and make you look your absolute best. He's a board-certified plastic surgeon. People come from miles around just because of his extraordinary skills and his caring bedside manner. Dr. Nathan performs breast augmentations, facelifts, Botox, tummy tucks, liposuction, and much, much more. Visit his website. Read the testimonials from his patients. They love Dr. Nathan, and you will too. He has years of experience and impressive credentials that make Dr. Nathan the only plastic surgeon.
Welcome. Make sure you guys all subscribe. If you're not subscribed, subscribe. Click that notification bell too.
True to who you are. You can contact Dr. Nathan for a no-charge consultation by calling 305 area code 680-5121. That's area code 305-680-5121 or online at drnathan.com. Tell him you heard it on the Steve Kane Show.
Listen to the Steve Kane Show.
Oh boy.
Radio. Just search.
Yes. We are back, people. I'm Brian Craig. This is the Steve Kane Radio Show, Florida's longest running radio show on the radio since 1977. Impeachment Thursday. I have determined that he is not impeached until Pelosi turns everything in. I'm most disappointed in yesterday is Tulsi Gabbard. Tulsi Gabbard, prior to yesterday's events, said that she was opposed to the impeachment, that the House should send over they should vote on a censure of President Trump. And then when it came down to the vote, she didn't vote yes, she didn't vote no, she voted present. What a weak person she is. I've been telling you, Tulsi Gabbard is the Democrat to watch out for. She's being groomed by the powers that be in the Democrat establishment to be the first female president or vice president of the United States. They are grooming her after Trump's reelection. For an election or two after Trump, they're grooming her. And that's why they have her sounding so reasonable. And and a lot of Republicans, sadly, like her. She's as left-wing as Obama. She hides it, okay? They're trying to make her sound reasonable. And a lot of Republicans like her, not because she sounds reasonable, but she's got the military experience too. And she's a major in the National Guard out there in Hawaii. She had to leave the campaign trail a couple months back to do her 2 weeks of National Guard reserve duty or whatever it is, somewhere in Asia. She went off to do her 2 weeks. And you've got to watch out for her. But I'll tell you, this tough military woman, she votes present. She didn't vote yes or no, yay or nay. She votes present. That's cowardly. That's what Obama used to do, isn't it? He used to vote present on everything because he didn't want people to go back to his votes to use against them. And the reason she voted present was for her future run for the presidency or vice presidency. She does not want them to go back and say she voted for or against impeachment. So she voted present, a non-vote. What a weak coward. And I'll tell you, it backs up what I've been telling you. She's being groomed by the real powers that be for a run after Trump's second term. That is a fact. Now, this one is an absolutely amazing story. President Donald Trump's approval rating, this is an amazing story. I mean, this is crazy. President Donald Trump's approval rating is near the highest of his time in office and has risen 6 percentage points since House Madam Pelosi announced an impeachment inquiry against him in September. And by the way, this is Gallup. More popular than ever. His numbers are going up during all of this. Poof, what does that tell you? Landslide 2020, that's what it tells you. You're on the radio. Good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, what's your name? Joey and Delray, you're on the air. What's up?
Okay, well, I just, something I've been pondering, and about the articles of impeachment, especially the second one, the obstruction of Congress, and in fact, Senator Radcliffe from Texas alluded to it yesterday. The obstruction of Congress, I thought that Congress is the kind of the structure of the balance of power is the fact that the president could obstruct Congress and Congress could obstruct him. Maybe you and Steve could straighten.
It sounds to me that's too much intellectual gobbledygook. You know, I heard Schiff yesterday say that the House is a co-equal branch of government. First of all, the House, I mean, what an idiot. The House is not a branch of government. It's one half of one branch, and they're not co-equals. There's no co-presidency going on here, you know? I mean, give me a break. If they're co-equals, they cancel each other out, and they can't even call each other. Right? It's just stupid what's going on. It was a political exercise. It's the coup continued, and that's what it's all about, you know? I love this Trump guy who was following around the Democrats yesterday. This guy goes up to Adam Schiff, and Adam Schiff is going to the snack bar at the House to order something, and he starts telling him he's committed treason, and then he reads Schiff his Miranda rights. You know, you have a right to remain silent, anything you say and do, and then at the end he says, "Do you understand these rights, sir?" I couldn't believe. And Schiff's just ordering from the snack bar, like, you know, he's completely, yeah. And then he goes up to Nadler. He didn't read Nadler his rights, but he started calling him a traitor, telling him he was committing treason. Nadler hobbles into, because Nadler can't run, and Nadler hasn't run probably in about 40 years, but he hobbles into an elevator, and the guy's yelling at him, calling him a traitor who's committed treason, and Nadler keeps pushing the elevator button, and the door, he can't get the door to shut, and he's panicked, and he's like totally panicked. It was, but when I saw Nadler with this guy calling him a traitor, Nadler to me looked like he felt a little bit of shame for what he had done. Yeah, you know, Schiff is sadistic. Not Schiff. Schiff doesn't feel anything. He's a special type of person. He has no shame. He has no embarrassment. No. But Nadler, who looked like hell. I've never really seen Nadler in a full body before in a group of people, full body video, and I didn't realize what he looked like. You know, if you saw him on the street, you may not even recognize him. He looked really bad.
Adler, I think a lot of the party, the Congress people are not really wholeheartedly in this. I get the impression they're being pushed into it and they're going along with it. Something doesn't seem right with it.
Well, this is. I mean, it doesn't seem right because nothing's right with it. But you know, the thing about you know, there's a lot of differences between Republicans and Democrats. But at the end, when they voted and the Democrats started to cheer and then Nancy hushed them up on TV, you know, it shows you what liberalism is all about. You've got it's arrested development. And what arrested development is, it's somebody never matures. They're still kids. And you know, to be these Democrats, not just because they literally have children in the squad like AOC and the rest, but the liberal mentality is a childlike mentality. They're not mature adults, and they behave like children. And they behaved, you know, who they behaved like yesterday? It was almost like Antifa, the way when that vote came in and they started to cheer. You know, they behaved like immature thugs and children. You know, Nancy Pelosi, when the squad first came in, you know, and there were controversies about some of the things the squad were saying and doing, Nancy Pelosi was talking about, on an interview, the difference between being a Democratic activist and being a member of the House of Representatives. And that when you become a member of Congress, you've got to clean up your act and act like an adult as opposed to when you're an activist. And they really, I watched some of the Democrats speaking yesterday. I was almost embarrassed for them because they're too stupid to be embarrassed for themselves. But it was really, what they did yesterday was a lot of things, but they have weakened the Congress, which is a good thing because we all hate the Congress, right? Especially the House, always. And they trivialized impeachment. One day there will be a president who's a real criminal, you know, and impeachment means nothing now. I was watching the rally last night, and Donald Trump, to me, looked about 15 years younger. Look, president even looked like he's lost some weight. When I was watching him in Michigan last night, they have impeachment mean.
I know Trump for years and years, growing up in New York, and not that I know him, but, you know, I know him. And he's a brawler. I mean, you hit him, you know how he's a counterpunch. You hit him once, he's going to come back 10 times. You know?
Well, what they did is they took impeachment, and it means nothing now. Impeachment means nothing. Yeah, because of what they did yesterday. You know? All right, take care, man. Thanks for the call. We'll take our break. It's 8:01. I'm Brian. This is the Steve Kane Show, Florida's longest-running radio show. We'll be right back after this.
103.9 FM and AM 1470. WWNN Pompano Beach is the Florida Money Talk Network.
This is Brian Craig. I've been telling you about the great deals and incredible customer service at Friendly Tire on both new tires and used tires. One of our listeners, Antonio, went to Friendly Tire.
Be right back, guys.
To share with us his experience of buying used tires at Friendly Tire in Margate.
Good morning, you're on the radio.
Hey, yes, Brian, I want to give you a quick testimony about the tire place up in Margate, Friendly Tire. Friendly Tire is everything you said it would be, man. I went up there and got me some used tires, and when I went up there, man, he was very courteous. My whole family's going for that one, man. Everything you said it was going to be, man. I appreciate you for that, man. And Mike's a great guy, man.
Well, what's your name?
Antonio.
All right, Antonio. Hey, I'm glad we could save you and your family lots of money on tires at Friendly Tire.
Oh, no doubt, man. Thanks so much, man.
Do what Antonio did. Stop into Friendly Tire and find incredible deals on both new and used tires. Give Friendly Mike a call right now. 954-977-9445. 954-977-9445. And Mike will give you a quote right over the phone. 954-977-9445 for Friendly Tire in Margate.
Hey guys, this is Kathy, Brian's wife. Last year I got Brian a MyPillow for Christmas, and it was his favorite present.
That's right, Kathy. In fact, I loved MyPillow so much, I got you one and Emily one the following week. And then a few months later, I got a MyPillow pet bed for our dog, Nina.
Our entire household sleeps on a MyPillow, and I have to say, a MyPillow will give you the best sleep of your life.
It's not just height. There's a reason the MyPillow is so popular. It will actually help you sleep deeper, and you will wake up rested.
If you're looking for the perfect gift for someone you care about, a MyPillow is the way to go.
And if you know someone with pets, a MyPillow pet bed is a great gift.
There are so many awesome products at MyPillow.com. You're bound to find the perfect gift for everyone on your list, and they can be shipped directly to the recipient.
When you order at MyPillow.com, make sure to use the promo code
Oh, thanks for that super chat.
K-A-N-E for
Thank you very much. Who sent that super chat?
Discounts like
Charlene, thank you. Thank you.
Offer. Buy one MyPillow and get the second one for free when you use the promo code Kane. And pet beds, just $19.99 when you use the promo code KANE at checkout.
This Christmas, make it a MyPillow Christmas.
Order at mypillow.com or call 1-800-716-4879. From our house to your house. Merry Christmas.
If you suffer with diabetes, did you know there's a 25% chance that you will develop a foot ulcer at some point in your life? And foot ulcers, when you have diabetes, can lead to severe health consequences up to and including amputation. Now, Medicare recognizes the importance of preventative foot care and has provided coverage for those of you who are at-risk patients. I want to introduce you to my good friends at the Soul Authority. At the Soul Authority, at little or no cost, you can receive your very own pair of therapeutic shoes made specially for diabetics. You're probably not aware, but as a diabetic Medicare recipient, you are entitled to one pair of high-quality diabetic shoes with 3 custom inserts per year. These are not the ugly Frankenstein shoes. These are name-brand shoes. They're stylish. They'll provide you with the extra width and extra depth to stop diabetic foot problems before they begin. Oftentimes, amputation due to diabetes is preventable, and one of the preventable measures that is most effective is wearing the proper shoes. Call the Soul Authority at 954-597-7060 or online at thesoulauthority.com. That's THESOLE authority.com. Tell them Steve Kane sent you.
The Steve Kane Show is brought to you by Attorney Barry Siegel at the Siegel Law Group. Avoid probate with a revocable living trust. $350 for single people, $450 for married couples. When you complete your trust with Attorney Barry Siegel,
all right, third hour.
$100 gift certificate to Tavolino Italian Restaurant in Coral Springs. The Siegel Law Group, with 9 offices in South Florida, including Boca Raton, Plantation, and Coral Springs. Call 1-855-FLA-3782. The opinions expressed on the following sponsored program are strictly those of the host, guests, and callers, and not necessarily those of the station, its staff, management, or sponsors.
The Steve Kane Show is live in Morning Drive, 6 till 9 a.m. weekdays, and overnights, midnight till 6 a.m., 7 nights a week. To call the show toll-free, 1-888...
All right, third hour has begun. I'm Brian. You're listening to the Steve Kane Radio Show, Florida's longest-running radio show, on the radio since 1977. I got a question for you here. Now, they voted to impeach the president yesterday. Let me find. I got so many clips here, and I haven't even played them, but this is the one I want to talk about. This is Pelosi refusing to send the impeachment to the Senate.
We have legislation approved by the Rules Committee that will enable us to decide how we will send over the articles of impeachment. We're not sending it tonight because it's difficult to determine who the managers would be until we see the arena in which we will be participating.
Okay. Now, here's what I'm asking all of you here, because this is an interesting thing. She won't send it over there to the Senate. President Trump, one of the impeachment charges is obstruction of Congress. By not sending the impeachment articles over to the Senate to begin that process, is Nancy Pelosi now obstructing Congress? Congress isn't just the House, it's the Senate too. And they put this vote on, they won't transmit it until the Senate does what she wants, until the Senate sets up a court that she wants, right? Because you always set courts up for the prosecution, right? That's America. Is Nancy Pelosi now obstructing Congress by not transmitting the articles of impeachment to the Senate? I don't know, 1-888-GO, Kane 1-888-465-2631. Good morning, you're on the radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
It's Amy in New Jersey.
Hey.
The guy that did the confrontation, read the Miranda rights to Adam Schiff while he was getting coffee, his name is Ben Bergquam. He was the guy that, with Laura Loomer and this other guy, Will Smith, went and crashed Nancy Pelosi's vineyard. Remember that?
Oh, yeah, I remember that. Yeah. Oh, he's good. He's good. He's got some guts. He's got some guts, too.
Obstructing Congress and...
Yeah, she is.
And it's really, this is really just...
Yeah, so here because I'm looking at, here's the headlines on Drudge. By the way, they still have, Merry Christmas, you're impeached. They still have the picture of Andrew Johnson, Bill Clinton, Donald Trump, and Richard Nixon. Richard Nixon, Drudge, was never impeached. Take his picture out of there. People are going to think that you're trying to pass something off. They keep saying he was not impeached. But here's the headlines. Trump impeached, abuse of power, obstruction of Congress, Senate trial faces delay. Nancy Pelosi is obstructing Congress right now as we speak. Well, we throw the Democrats out of office in the next election and take back the House. That's how we impeach. We'll impeach her right out.
Well, in my state, they just allowed the illegals to get driver's license.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Let people, if they're going to get...
Yeah, and now they'll be, every time you go and vote, you'll see the vote a key signs all over the place, like we have in Florida.
Yeah, ICE agents at the DMV.
Well, I remember back in the Clinton era when the Democrats they called it motor voter bills, all these motor voter bills to give illegals driver's licenses because, all you need to register to vote is a state-issued ID, and they give it to them. And I'll tell you, I don't know how you guys roll in New Jersey, but here in Florida, when you get a driver's license, you have to produce all kinds of documentation. And married women in particular, my wife, when she had to renew her license, had to show our marriage license so that her married name, not maiden name, would be on the license. And when I've taken care of my license, I got to bring my passport and all of this other business. How do these undocumented people get these? Are they as old as they claim? Is their name whatever they claim it is? It sounds to me that if you are a felon and you're looking to start a new life, go to New Jersey, say you're an illegal, and get a damn license because you'll get a new identity given to you by the Democrats of New Jersey. I mean, that's insane.
You don't even need to show your ID to vote either, so...
But what do you have to show? What do the undocumented... They're undocumented. They have no documents. So you go in, they say, what's your name? John Smith, and you say however old you want to be? You say whatever age you want to be? Is that how they do it?
I don't know, but all I know is when I moved from New York to New Jersey, I had to show everything, and it was really... Well,
I'll tell you, I know the president's had a lot going on this week with this coup continuance of the impeachment, but the ICE agents should be at all the driver's license bureaus in New Jersey, and they should be rounding people up like nobody's business. All right, take care. Yeah, I mean, think about that. Now, if you're undocumented, you've got nothing to show them at the DMV. And I'll tell you, when I saw these illegals getting their driver's license, did you see them cheering? When have you ever seen people happy at the DMV other than like a 16-year-old kid who's getting their driver's license for the first time? I know. It's disgusting. It's really disgusting. That's why you don't give driver's licenses to non-citizens. And, how do you stop them from getting more than one driver's license, right? If they're whoever they say they are, can they go to a bunch of different DMVs and get driver's licenses all the time? I mean, I don't know. They're undocumented. And by the way, for the undocumented, is this just for, Hispanics? Because they tell us there's a lot of undocumented from Europe and elsewhere. There's undocumented. We have Canadians that are in this country illegally too. So if you're white and don't speak Spanish in New Jersey, will they, without any documentation, will they also give you a driver's license? I mean, this seems to be one of the most dangerous things you could do. Because what you're doing is you're opening up an opportunity for criminals to be able to get ID with a whole completely new identity and start a new life. Frightening. Yeah, that's how the left are, and it's part of their election fraud machine. That's how Democrats do it. They can't win legally, so they have to come up with all these schemes, and giving illegals driver's licenses, that is what that is all about. I mean, you look at what the Democrats do, right? They give the illegals driver's licenses. They want to give felons that are incarcerated in prison the vote. They do. They used to just argue to give convicted felons who have done their time the vote. Now they advocate to give them while they're incarcerated the vote. Can you? That's the Democrats. It's the only way they can win these days. Listen to this. This was on Meet the Press. This Meet the Press Daily. I can't stand Chuck Todd. Listen to this.
It's really one of the more painful aspects of this entire 2 years. I mean, the president's attacks and assaults are one thing, but this is my...
Oh, wait, that's Lisa Page. That's the wrong one. This is Meet the Press.
I think that's where our role as the media is important, to point out where we are, take a pause, this moment in history. This president is about to become the first president in the history of this nation who will be impeached for violating one of the founders' most primal fears, which is inviting foreign involvement into our elections. We all saw it. We saw it on the Senate.
Okay. Now, because he's inviting our founders' worst fears, now these liberals Meet the Press. Now, my entire life, and I think your lives as well, what have liberals told us was the biggest fear that the founders had? I'm not saying this is what the founders' biggest fear was, but what have the liberals told us the biggest fear of the founding fathers was? Now it's foreign interference, but what did they told us our whole lives? Blacks having the vote, right? Because all the founding fathers were raised, and what did they tell us our whole lives? Our whole lives. The Constitution was written by slaveholders for the benefit to maintain white supremacy. That's what they've all told us. And Obama, who is supposedly a constitutional lawyer, you know, when he was running for the Senate seat and the state offices, he did this national public radio interview, and he talked this way about the Constitution, written by these racists to maintain white supremacy, and said that the Constitution is filled with negative liberties. Imagine, that's what Obama said. It's filled with negative liberties. You know, and now all of a sudden they're wrapping themselves around this document that they've been calling a racist document that they've told us is out of date. And also notice how they claim to also be strict constitutionalists now. Now, I didn't hear any of this living, breathing document BS over the last couple of weeks or yesterday, did you? And when I wish that somebody from the media, from the conservative media, could have watched all of those 1-minute speeches yesterday and count how many times Constitution and a founding father's name was mentioned by these Democrats. Because every time I turned in, Thomas Paine this, Thomas Jefferson that, Constitution this, Federalist Papers that. You know, I never seen such a thing come out of the mouths of Democrats. They hate these people. They hate these people. All right, let's take our break. 17 minutes after the hour. I'm Brian Craig. This is The Steve Kane Show, Florida's longest-running radio show. We'll be right back.
Did you know that your skin is your largest organ? Yet, it's probably the most neglected. Living in South Florida means having an annual checkup for skin cancer is vital. We live in the Sunshine State after all, and our skin bears the brunt of the sunshine. It's time to have your annual skin checkup. There's no better doctor to take care of this for you than Dr. Jose Mendez. Dr. Mendez is a board-certified dermatologist.
I was about to call you.
To caring for your skin and making sure that it is healthy as possible and skin cancer-free. You want Dr. Mendez as your personal dermatologist. Dr. Mendez is caring and very knowledgeable. Your annual skin cancer exam is covered by Medicare. Dr. Mendez also takes most other insurances. Steve Kane recently had his annual skin cancer checkup. It was easy. Dr. Mendez examined him from head to toe, took off a few things, and now Steve is good to go. Call Dr. Mendez right now at 954-431-7681.
Steve Kane Show.
954-431-7681.
All right, hold on.
When you call, make sure to ask for Sarah. She takes extra good care of Steve Kane listeners and will get you an appointment fast. Early detection of skin cancer can save your life. Call Dr. Mendez right now at 954-431-7681. 954-431-7681.
Denture wearers, are messy adhesives ruining the taste of your food? Is it painful for you to eat? Does the constant denture movement affect your speech? Are you always worried that your dentures will fall out while you're talking or laughing? Do you have sore spots? You are not alone. These are common problems that can be solved simply with dental implants. This is Steve Kane, and I want to introduce you to Brighton Dental Care, where the Kane family goes for all our dental needs. Brighton Dental Care doesn't want cost to stop you from being able to eat the foods you love again and live in comfort. That's why, for Steve Kane listeners, they're offering implants, get this, for just $3,500. That includes 2 implants plus a lower denture. Now, if you go to a dentist in Boca or in Aventura, they're going to charge you $6,000 for the exact same implants and denture. That's right, $6,000, but at Brighton Dental Care, just $3,500, and that includes the 2 implants plus your lower denture. Laugh and live with confidence. Call Brighton Dental Care at 954-922-4633, 954-922-4633, and online at BrightonDentalCare.com. Be sure to ask about special discounts for our military veterans.
Medical billing sticker shock. Ever have that happen to you? You go to your mailbox and get a bill for a routine test, and you owe lots of money. You thought it was covered by your insurance, but it wasn't. The cost of healthcare shouldn't break your budget, and you know what? It doesn't have to. This is Brian Craig, and I want to save you a lot of money on lab tests, like cholesterol test, diabetes test, thyroid screenings, drug test, STD test, and whatever other test you need. These are common lab tests that can cost hundreds of dollars if you go to your doctor's office or to one of the big labs. But there is a solution at any lab test now of Plantation, where you will save money, big money, on medical tests. Save time too, in and out in 15 minutes or less. Avoid medical billing sticker shock. I've been going to any lab test now at Plantation for years now for my lab test, and they've saved me thousands of dollars on my test. If you have any questions or want a quote on a lab test, give them a call. 954-916-1072. 954-916-1072. The Any Lab Test Now at Plantation staff will answer any questions you have, or just stop by. No appointment is needed. No doctor's order or prescription either. Any Lab Test Now at Plantation is located in the Jacaranda Plaza. That's the public shopping center in Plantation, just west of University Drive, on the north side of Sunrise Boulevard. When you stop in, make sure you tell them you heard about them on The Steve Kane Show. 954-916-1072. 954-916-1072 for Any Lab Test Now of Plantation.
Listen to the Steve Kane Show on iHeartRadio.
All right, welcome back. Welcome back. So Nancy Pelosi is obstructing Congress, and I pretty much everybody I've talked to on the phone today agrees with me that President Trump is not impeached until Nancy goes and files the articles, okay? It's like you go and get a marriage license, but you're not married till you do the legal ceremony with someone that has the authority to do so. So all the headlines that say Donald Trump is impeached very well may be wrong right now as she obstructs the Senate.
One of the things, I mean, I'm learning things about the government that I never knew before.
Yeah.
All these rules and the thing with the FBI, nobody's talking about that. They've been forced to back off all their initial reports.
Yeah.
Because it's clear that they've been caught.
Yeah.
So now that's the popular phrase that they use.
That's right.
Oh, but he got caught.
Mm-hmm.
How do you think Don looked last
Steve
night?
Kane Show.
He looked a little.
He looked great. Looked like he lost. You always say he looks bad.
He
looked like he lost some weight. He had great color to him.
He looked spectacular under the circumstances.
You always say he looks bad. Every time he speaks.
See, you're not listening to me. I'm not saying he looked bad. I'm saying he looked different.
He's lost some weight.
You have to wind the pressure.
No pressure.
I understand. Well, but you're not being realistic.
He looked
he's
great.
Under unbelievable pressure. The question is, how much can he take?
I thought he looked wonderful. I thought he looked great. He looked like he's lost some weight. Didn't look like anything fazed him. He even made the joke about the dead guy being in hell.
As he went on,
You always say he looks bad. That he sounds off. That he sounds worried.
Didn't hear me again.
I heard
I
you.
didn't say he sounded worried or bad. I just said I look for the signs of strain. And
I saw none. And that's why I tuned in. And by the way, shame on Brett Baer. I don't know if they cut into it later, but when President Trump started speaking, they didn't cut in on Fox. And they went on for quite a while. I turned the channel off and went over to YouTube and watched him speak. I don't know when Fox finally went to him, but shame on them. They had hundreds of people slandering him all day yesterday, 1 minute at a time, and they don't put him on when he comes out and speaks live. That was a bad move, Brett Baer.
I'll tell you what scares me. How much can a man take?
He's not a normal person.
No,
He's,
we all understand
you know,
that,
he
but
was.
The question is, how much can he take?
He didn't look stressed at all to me. He thought he looked stressed last night.
Well, I for one, in all due respect to you, Brian, and nobody respects your judgment
Oh yeah,
more than I do.
yeah, right.
You know that, but
He looked fine.
I don't think any human being's ever gone through what he's gone through.
Well, he's a
And it
special
doesn't
human.
stop that. What
He's
if
a special
they
human.
say the hits keep it coming?
No. When you're somebody like Trump, if you look, Trump never seems worried or stressed. Somebody like, he's a special type of person. That's why he's, well, let's go to some phones.
Yeah, I'd like to get some audience reaction.
Yeah. All right, you're on the radio.
Yeah, I think the president looks great because he's got color in his skin. He looks healthy.
Looked like he lost some weight. Steve said he looked stressed last night. What do you think? Yeah. Yeah.
Those people talking last night, all day, I mean, they have a script. They have a paper in front of them, and they all say the same thing. It's so phony. It's ridiculous.
My favorite was Ted Lieu. He couldn't say Constitution. Couldn't say, he hates it so much.
Your wife is so on the money, Brian.
That's right. Oh, well, I appreciate that. I don't know what Richie. I don't get Richie. I have no idea. I don't. Maybe it's all those trips in the Caribbean we've taken with Richie on our cruises. I don't know. All right, take care. Greg, too, you're on the radio.
What's up, Greg?
Hey, listen, I agree. Trump looked a little under. I mean, he's under stress. I mean, he's under attack. You know, they're trying to remove him from the presidency, but it's got to have an impact on any human being.
There's no question, Brian. That's why I get upset when Brian.
He's a special person.
There's no question of that. Of course, he's a special person, but even special people. Yeah, I mean, for example, when they started this latest nonsense about you can't impeach him till the next day, and you got to wait to get the papers over there. I mean, these people have tricks up their sleeves that we haven't even thought about yet. And I
know. He's under attack constantly. And by the way, I was watching those 1 minute little speeches, eating lunch with a person I just sat next to him. And he's a Democrat. And he goes, this is all BS. He's a Democrat. He goes, this is all theater.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let me ask you one. Let me ask you one question. This is what I want to. If the Democrats felt that taking a certain course of action or something was in their interest politically, do you think they would hesitate to do something severely damaging to the country to win this thing in the end? In other words, the economy's so great now. And so good, and everybody's thriving. Everyone's 401k and all this stuff is going through the roof. Do you think that if they had to make a decision that would bring down the economy, but it would solve their Donald Trump problem, how do you think they would? If in that kind of a conflict, how do you think they'd act?
Unfortunately, it's sad to say, I think they would make our country suffer.
Absolutely.
To bring Donald Trump down.
I don't think they would think twice about it. I think actually, in a way, they've done that. They've made decisions that are not good economically long range for this country, and they're going to continue to do that because it's in their interest to bring Trump down, no matter what that involves.
At all costs, you're absolutely right. They'll do anything to bring him down. They would crash our economy. Remember? Months ago, they were trying to say, inflation is coming in. We're going to have, inflation is setting in and trying to, badmouth our economy.
Absolutely.
Our economy is flourishing right now. I mean, it's at its probably best since Ronald Reagan. And they're just, I think these Democrats are irritating me beyond.
No, this is the best period in the economy, and I'll tell you what I mean by that, okay? People point that after World War II was the best period. This is greater than that period because in World War II, the men came back home and we had the economic boom, put all the women out of work. You know, there was large unemployment among women during that period. Now we have female unemployment at record levels, by the way, a lot of blacks who stayed home from the war, they were put out of work. You know, so this, after the war, so this is a better economic period than even after the Second World War under Donald Trump. Yeah.
Today was
Steve
a bad
Kane
day
show.
for our country. You know, we got another president impeached for no reason whatsoever, just out of political.
But they've taken the power out of impeachment and what it means. It's meaningless now. They've weakened it so much.
Well, that's what the whole thing is about for the Democrats.
Yeah, well, I'd asked a caller yesterday about this. I mean, you're listening, but Donald Trump did the complete opposite of Bill Clinton. Remember what Bill Clinton did when he was impeached? Do you remember, Greg? He killed people. He dropped some bombs in Iraq. Now, he dropped some bombs in Iraq. Remember that when the impeachment vote was coming? And he blew up in the middle of the night the Iraqi intelligence agency. When all the intelligence people are home sleeping, he killed the entire janitorial staff of the Iraqi intelligence agency just to try to change the headline. And what did Donald Trump? Did Donald Trump do anything like that yesterday? And the one other thing too, I was talking about this earlier. A big difference between yesterday, all the congressmen talking, and when Bill Clinton was being impeached. Yesterday, all the Republicans said, not guilty, did nothing wrong, crime-free. When Bill Clinton was being impeached, not one Democrat claimed he was an innocent man. They said this is between him and his wife. So they were admitting that Bill Clinton was guilty, and I was talking about this yesterday. This trial in the Senate, which will happen with or without Nancy Pelosi, okay? She doesn't control the Senate. She controls the House only. I'm sorry, Nancy. By the way, clean the poop off the streets of San Francisco while you got some free time now. The impeachment vote's over. This will be the first televised trial on American television of an innocent person on trial. These big televised trials we've had, Jodi Arias, Menendez, O.J., Zimmerman, you name anyone, well, this is the first innocent man.
If you think that's true, why do you think it is that the Democrats are so anxious to prolong the experience?
Because they know he's going to be acquitted so quick, they're trying to drag it out before he's acquitted. They're putting off his acquittal is what they're doing.
You think?
Absolutely. They want to keep him impeached. They don't want him acquitted. They don't want that. They don't want the headline acquitted out there. They're putting it off the acquittal.
Well, why is it that I'm forgetting names lately? Lindsey Graham. Oh,
yeah.
Pretty quick. Why is it Lindsey Graham is so anxious to get this thing over?
To acquit him, to get the acquittal over with and move on. All right, we got to run, Greg. We have Steve. We have on the line Attorney Barry Siegel, our estate planning attorney.
Mr. Siegel, the expert in elder law. If you don't know what elder law is, well, don't worry about it. I didn't know what elder law was until I met Attorney Barry Siegel. He is. It involves all those important matters. You work hard your whole life to try to accumulate your worldly goods or some kind of an estate, and you want to make sure that when you are gone, it goes. That it being your savings and your life accumulated wealth, it goes where you want it to go. And Barry, how are you doing today?
I'm good, Steve. How are you?
Very good.
Good, yeah. You did a good job explaining elder law. It's really asset protection for those in their senior/retirement years to make sure you don't lose those assets that you've worked for your whole life and sacrificed to keep and not spend, so that you'd have a nest egg to supplement your income, your retirement income. And the biggest threat that we have as we age is the cost of long-term care, the expense for having a private duty aide come to our home, or going into a facility such as an assisted living facility or a skilled nursing facility. They are super expensive. If we don't have a plan for how we're going to pay for it, it could end up coming back to hurt us big time. And this could be not just ourselves becoming ill and needing care. It could also be our spouse. Or if it's us, we could be leaving our spouse impoverished by not planning ahead. So there's some myths out there that cause people to not take action and not do what they should be doing. One is people think that they have too much money to qualify, and so they don't even bother to get the facts to see if they would be eligible. So one thing I would suggest is come in for your free consultation and we can go over, and I think most of you would be shocked that you would actually be able to qualify. You may not be eligible as things are now, but there are things that can be done that can make you eligible without interfering with anything, your lifestyle or your assets now while you're healthy. Secondly, everybody talks about this 5-year look-back period. Well, yes, there is a 5-year look-back period here in Florida, but what people need to understand is if they plan properly, they can avoid the 5-year look-back period. Be careful about the information you listen to. Many folks are from the New York area, let's say, and may have spoken to an attorney or a friend who dealt with Medicaid up there. Laws are different in every state, and the techniques used are different in every state. And Florida happens to be one of the best states for qualifying for this benefit. And third, one of the other things we hear regularly is, oh, well, I don't want to go on Medicaid because if I do, I'll end up in one of those horrible
Steve Kane Show
facilities. And yes, of course, there are going to be some facilities that accept Medicaid that are not places that you would want to go or where you want to put your loved ones. But there are also some very good facilities that accept Medicaid. And it's the same thing with private pay facilities. There are private pay facilities that are not very nice, and there are some very nice ones that accept private pay as well. So it's really just about doing your homework. And so hopefully that dispels some of the myths about Medicaid.
And the good news is when you meet with our good friend, Attorney Barry Siegel, there's going to be no fee for that initial meeting. That's because you're a Steve Kane listener, and Barry is very appreciative of you. Steve Kane listeners, give him a call, make that appointment toll free, 1-855-FLA as in Florida, 3782. 1-855-FLA 3782. Barry, have a great day. We'll speak soon, all right?
All right, Steve. Take care. Have a great day yourself.
You take care, my friend. All right, we are back.
You want to take any calls?
Yeah, I want
right.
to see if
You're all alone on that one. You're all alone on that one. About Trump looking stressed last night, is that the question?
I think he didn't, I know exactly how I want to put this. He didn't look himself.
Steve Kane Show.
That's all I'm saying. So.
Okay, I'm going to disagree.
With that?
Well, of course, you always say he doesn't look well. Always. All right, let's talk to conservative Doug.
Good morning, gentlemen. You know, I thought Trump looked great last night, and you said, how can anybody take what he takes? Well, when you go to one of these rallies, man, that's got to make him feel fantastic.
Yeah, that's a good point.
He probably gets a little depressed, and then he goes to a rally and gets all hyped.
You know, he made a funny comment about these Democrats running in their small groups. I mean, he said Barron Trump could go over to Central Park and have a bigger group coming out to see him than these.
He's getting the kid into the act.
Somebody up in pretty high up in the Republican Party who says, I said something to Brian, that McConnell definitely knows that he doesn't even have to have this trial. But I'm thinking if he's going to have the trial, maybe he should have the trial after the election. It's going to be in 2020.
What, a year? You want to wait a year? So you want basically the equivalent of an indictment hanging over him for a year? Yeah, I'm glad you're not an advisor to Trump. I think they should do it today, and by dinner time, have him acquitted. How about that?
I'm not sure they can do that.
Breitbart says they can. They don't need that. They don't need Breitbart. I read an article this morning on the air. Breitbart said that they don't have to receive it. Now it's out of the House control. Now it's up to this constitutionally. It's up to the Senate to handle things as they wish from this point forward. So they can have they can have it today.
That's huge.
They said McConnell. They said actually McConnell summons the Chief Justice of the Supreme Court, so he must attend, and they could have it done by the afternoon.
Well, I don't want to be skeptical here, but if that's true, why aren't they doing that?
Well, I think they were caught a little off guard by Nancy. When Bill Clinton was impeached, 2 minutes later they filed and transmitted to the Senate. I watched it on TV live. It was right after we got off the air. They did it, boom, like that.
But I think both sides were cooperating on the speed on that at that particular point.
Well, there was a real criminal who had committed crimes as opposed to an innocent man who did nothing wrong. And Nancy Pelosi doesn't have to transmit to the Senate. They can proceed from this point forward. Yeah, they can just take it. According to Breitbart. And Breitbart's pretty credible. That's Steve Bannon.
I'm hoping that we all remember what these people did, and when it comes to voting, to vote them the hell out of office because...
Yeah. Deutsch. How dare you speak of that's my voice in Congress, Ted Deutsch. You know, there was, yeah, but the one who has group text with his kids who tell him what to do, in Congress. But the thing with there's this millennial political commentator. He's on YouTube, Tim Pool. He's pretty well known, pretty big. Tim Pool. He wears the beanie in the hot summer months, and all this stuff, like the guy for the Monkees. And he did some analysis of the Democrats in the Trump district who voted in favor of impeachment yesterday. And he was talking about polling data and research. He says it doesn't matter. According to the polls, they've already lost the seats. So yeah, they're going to lose.
What does that mean?
The Democrats in the Trump districts that we were talking, well, maybe they'll vote against impeachment. He said it doesn't matter. They're going to get voted out. That's how bad this is going to be. So they voted with the Democrats to try to save some future of some promise of income and a job after they lose their seats. That those Democrats in Trump districts are going to lose no matter what they did yesterday. So they said, screw it. I'm going to vote to impeach, and maybe the Democrats will throw me something after I'm voted out of office. So that means we're going to get the House back.
So we need this would be the fantastic, and then we can impeach all Congress people that are...
Well, this is what I wonder. Okay, and I don't care what Nancy says because I know what she'll say. Some of these Democrats committed some serious situations here. In particular, Adam Schiff, who they believe that Adam Schiff, or at least his staff, colluded with the whistleblower. When we take back the House, we can call the whistleblower. The whistleblower is very important, who he talked to. Some people believe the whistleblower was coordinating with that overweight Colonel Vindman, That was and Schiff could be in a lot of hot water in a Republican Congress. They'll say, well, you can't do anything to a congressman for what they did in the previous Congress. That doesn't apply to his staff, who, if they were colluding with that whistleblower, it does not apply to them. And there was witness tampering, or what Republicans in the House are saying went on with the whistleblower. Witness tampering. And that's a crime.
You really think
the Republicans?
Dive into
yes.
Kind of controversial things
oh
as
yeah.
opposed to
yes.
Get it behind them?
Yeah, they'll dive into that for sure. Absolutely. That's a big thing.
Had a shift on, he was really nice to him, and then when he asked him, "Well, will you go into the trial?" "Oh no, I'm not a witness." So he's not.
Well, it's not up for him to decide that he's. This is what he doesn't understand. Just like Nancy. They control the House, not the Senate. And it's not up for Schiff to decide whether or not he's a witness in the Senate. He's a member of the...
It never gets to the damn Senate.
Believe me, it will. All right, thanks for the call. You're on the radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from? Steve Kane Show.
Hello, Mel from Boca. Good morning.
Hey, Mel, how are you?
Steve Kane Show.
Okay, Steve and Brian. Quick apology to Brian. I did my homework, and you were 100% right about Ivanka and Christopher Steele.
Yeah, they had a relationship. Yeah, I told you.
It was business, but the more...
Come on. You got two people in their 20s. Any type of relationship involves sex and romance if they're of the opposite sex. Come on. Give me a break.
Really?
Pretty much. Yeah, come on.
I'll tell you, I'm going to give
thanks,
Ivanka
Rob.
the benefit of the doubt. I think Christopher Steele was there to infiltrate
Steve Kane Show.
The Trump organization. He was the first person to get into the building to try and meet Ivanka. They did have dinner, because I did my homework, Brian, and they had dinner in a restaurant near Trump Tower sometime after their first meetings in the tower.
But what you're saying is they didn't necessarily have a sexual liaison.
Why does a man in his 20s take a woman in his 20s out to dinner?
Because he wants to try.
Sex. He wants sex.
Because he's going to give it a shot.
He was a lot older. He's 55 now, and it was 15 years ago.
Okay, so why does a 40-year-old take a 20-something-year-old out to dinner?
I'm going to answer the question. He was the head of the Russia desk at MI6. It was in my homework, and he wanted to get into Trump's power. He wanted to get into the Trump organization, and I think, and I know they turned him down.
He wanted to get into Ivanka too, I guess.
Well, slow down a little bit there, because we're up against a break, and I got to cut you short because we got a break for the Gold Report. But, you know, what you're talking about, all that's true, what you're talking about, you know. But that's interesting stuff because Donald Trump's been talking about running for president for a long time. Maybe the powers that be in the deep state back then thought that he was going to make a run for it because he's been hinting around it for a few years now. And they were trying to implant somebody in his circle, although it was unsuccessful because they thought they were trying to compromise him even back then.
Pirates of the...
Oh, yeah, whatever that was. Oh, my gosh, the Dreyfus Affair. You know, I did a poll in our chat room a little while ago. Somebody had mentioned Chuck Connors, you know, and I said, press 1 if you have no idea who Chuck Connors is. I couldn't believe how many ones I saw. And you're talking about the Dreyfus Affair? They don't even know who Richard Dreyfuss is, and you're talking about the Dreyfus Affair? I mean, come on. We got to run, though. We got to break.
All right, we're going to take a break. You're listening to The Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig. We'll return right after this.
Hey guys, this is Kathy, Brian's wife. Last year I got Brian a MyPillow for Christmas and it was his favorite present.
That's right, Kathy. In fact, I loved MyPillow so much, I got you one and Emily one the following week. And then a few months later, I got a MyPillow pet bed for our dog Nina.
Our entire household sleeps on a MyPillow, and I have to say, a MyPillow will give you the best sleep of your life.
It's not just height. There's a reason the MyPillow is so popular. It will actually help you sleep deeper and you will wake up rested.
If you're looking for the perfect gift for someone you care about, a MyPillow is the way to go.
And if you know someone with pets, a MyPillow pet bed is a great gift.
There are so many awesome products at MyPillow.com. You're bound to find the perfect gift for everyone on your list, and they can be shipped directly to the recipient.
When you order at MyPillow.com, make sure to use the promo code KANE, K-A-N-E, for great radio discounts, like the BOGO 2-for-1 MyPillow offer. Buy one MyPillow and get the second one for free when you use the promo code KANE. And pet beds, just $19.99 when you use the promo code KANE at checkout.
This Christmas, make it a MyPillow Christmas.
Order at MyPillow.com or call 1-800-716-4879. From our house to your house. Merry Christmas.
This is Steve Kane. When it comes to looking your best, sometimes you need a little extra help. Dr. Nathan at the Nathan Clinic is a renowned plastic surgeon here in South Florida who will bring out your most beautiful self. Dr. Nathan, highly skilled, knows how to reveal your inner beauty and make you look your absolute best. He's
The Gold Report. I'm going to call him in just a second.
People come from miles around just because of his extraordinary skills and his caring bedside manner. Dr. Nathan performs breast augmentations, facelifts, Botox, tummy tucks, liposuction, and much, much more. Visit his website. Read the testimonials from his patients.
Make sure you guys subscribe.
Dr. Nathan, and you will.
I was talking to the chat room.
He has years of experience and impressive credentials that make Dr. Nathan the only plastic surgeon you need visit. He'll advise you and tell you the best course of action so that you will always remain true to who you are. You can contact Dr. Nathan for a no-charge consultation by calling 305 area code 680-5121. That's area code 305-680-5121 or online at drnathan.com. Tell him you heard it on the Steve Kane Show.
Medical billing sticker shock. Ever have that happen to you? You go to your mailbox and get a bill for a routine test, and you owe lots of money. You thought it was covered by your insurance, but it wasn't. The cost of healthcare shouldn't break your budget, and you know what? It doesn't have to. This is Brian Craig, and I want to save you a lot of money on lab
Today,
tests,
I'd have to
like
handwrite it.
cholesterol test, diabetes test,
I can't get him on the phone, though.
drug test, STD test.
He's not
whatever
answering.
other test you need. These are common lab tests that can cost hundreds of dollars if you go to your doctor's office or to one
It's
of
pretty
the big
early, though.
labs,
It's over a
but
week
there is
early.
a solution at any lab test now.
Today's
of
only the,
Plantation, where you will save
19th.
money, big money on medical tests. Save
It's
time
too early.
in and out in 15 minutes or less.
Let me try one more.
Avoid medical billing sticker shock. I've been going to any lab test now at Plantation for years now for my lab test, and they've saved me thousands of dollars on my test. If you have any questions or want a quote on a lab test, give them a call. 954-916-1072.
Not there.
954-916-1072. The Any Lab Test Now at Plantation staff will answer any questions you have, or just stop by. No appointment is needed. No doctor's order or prescription either. Any Lab Test Now at Plantation is located in the Jacaranda Plaza. That's the public shopping center in Plantation, just west of University Drive, on the north side of Sunrise Boulevard. When you stop in, make sure you tell them you heard about them on the Steve Kane Show. 954-916-1072. 954-916-1072 for Any Lab Test Now of Plantation.
Listen to the Steve Kane Show.
Oh, this is
on
the
iHeartRadio.
Steve Kane Show.
For WWL.
Oh, yeah, hold on. Okay, right here, Steve. Got it.
And we are back. It is that time that all of you wait for each day on the Steve Kane Show, the Gold Report, brought to you by William Youngerman, one of the world's leading experts on the precious metals. William has been advising clients on trends and on movements in the precious metals markets now for over 52
Don't say that.
years.
Don't say that,
And
Patrick.
those of you who have followed his advice through those years, because he's been here on the Steve Kane Show as a featured sponsor for, what is it, 16? I lose track. So many years. William, how are you?
Great, Steve. How you doing?
I'm doing good, and I think the precious metals are getting ready to do real good, too.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. We saw gold just hanging around nicely above that 1470, which was the resistance for quite a while. Now it's closing out yesterday with 1474.90, which was just down 70 cents from the previous day of 75.60. Silver was unchanged yesterday, closing at $16.98. Platinum was up $9 yesterday, closing at $9.34. Palladium, the big loser, down $32 yesterday. A very volatile metal, closing out the day at $1,901. This morning we see gold up higher. I wonder why. 1477, up $2.10 right now. Silver at $17, up 2 cents. Platinum up $2 at $936, and palladium up $7 at $1,908. So gold holding nicely above the 1470. Silver still having trouble staying above that $17 number, but when it breaks out, it's going to break out with a vengeance, I can assure you, and it'll probably be based on the heels of gold going higher towards that $1,500 number. The dollar is going to be one of the key factors, but going forward, there's a lot of questionable things happening in the economy today as we go into the end of the year here. So take advantage. If you don't have any hard assets in your portfolio, it's probably a great time to start accumulating gold, silver, and platinum.
Another thing, speaking about great times, with the Christmas holiday right around the corner, if you have any last-minute shopping to do, William has just an incredible selection of unbelievable items, jewelry, things related to the gold and silver. Tell them about it, William.
Yes, indeed. In fact, for our Steve Kane listeners, we've put on display this week 4 times as much jewelry as we normally have out. Beautiful estate jewelry priced at just basically the gold and silver values. You'll get fabulous deals as we close out our jewelry inventory for the end of the year. You take advantage of it and enjoy wearing some of your gold investment at great prices.
Okay, William Youngerman, for those of you who are located locally, you can find the office at 150 East Palmetto Park.
No, Palmetto Park.
Palmetto Park Road. Okay, sorry about that. Right in the Bank America building. In fact, it's directly across the hallway on the first floor from the Bank America. You can reach him by phone at 1-800-327-5010 or go to the website at williamyoungerman.com. William, a pleasure speaking to you, and we'll see you soon, all right?
Okay, also want to remind everybody that if you're doing any traveling this year and you need some currencies, we have our foreign exchange department handles over 60 different world currencies. Give us a call.
Okay, William, good talking to you. We'll speak tomorrow.
Thank you.
And we are...
We'll take some more calls?
Yes.
All right, you're on the radio.
Yeah, hey, good morning, guys. I just wanted to ask you a question regarding these districts that are so-called moderates. I don't to vote for these Dems to stop Trump, or maybe to work with him. I mean but that doesn't make sense to me. I mean, can you clarify what it is that, or why it is that that these districts are one day will vote for Trump, and then the next election
vote fraud, Democrat vote fraud. Vote fraud. They just registered at 20 million illegals in Jersey. What do you think that's about?
So does that? Well, wait a minute. Hold on, sir. So, Brian, does that dampen your enthusiasm at all?
No.
Why is that?
No, because we're more energized.
Trump for me is. I mean, are you? Come on. I mean, no. I mean, I'm going to go try to vote twice for him if I can. Just kidding. I mean, I just don't understand how you can sit there and say that same district voted for Trump and then to vote for a Dem to stop him. There's no such thing as a moderate Democrat these days.
I don't know. I'm just afraid these Democrats or whatever, however you want to label them, I'm just afraid there's some stuff up their sleeves that we haven't seen yet. Every day that goes by, I'm seeing new obstacles we got to deal with. I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, if the election was held today, I think Trump would win in a landslide, and I still believe that he will win in a landslide. But I allow the difference between Brian's position and my position. I allow for weird things that can happen because these guys are pretty smart. They know what they're doing.
Well, they're not. The Dems, there's one thing about them. They're not stupid, and this is what I'm trying to figure out. And you did provide some clarification, but how one district and turn around and just.
Well, listen, there's. Let me tell you another reason. It wasn't just vote fraud. The reason that the party in power loses, and midterms typically, is because the party that's in power, whoever wins the presidency, there's this huge excitement of big grassroots, and people have this sense of victory behind them. So the vote turnout for the president and midterm elections is lower than normal, and that's a mistake that will be corrected in this one by the Republican Trump supporting voting base. Too many Republicans didn't vote in the last election. That's the main. I mean, vote fraud's a lot of it, but that's a lot of it too.
I mean, if we're going to have, in fact, I planned on announcing this. We're going to have Ed Pasquale. You know him from Cavalinos. He is our political consultant, and we have him on occasion on Fridays. But from now on, we need a political expert dealing with this stuff. And while this is going on with all this intensity, I think we're going to bring him in on Fridays on a regular basis to give us his professional insider's look at what's happening. Anyway, all right, thank you.
Oh my goodness! What has me more upset.
Where's Alcee John? I thought he'd be here dancing on the grave.
Alcee John, I don't know. Maybe it's that time of the month he has to go check in at EBT to keep the benefits coming. I don't know, but
probably something high-minded like
I think President Trump signed an executive order today cutting service to all Obama phones. That could be part of it. I'm more upset than the impeachment at these reviews of the new Star Wars movie tomorrow, which are terrible. The worst reviews of a Star Wars movie ever. I'm going to see it.
I begged you to see the new Eastwood film so we could.
Richard Jewell?
I'm telling you, it is closely related
I'll see
to
it.
what's going on
I'll see it.
The FBI. The FBI has
Steve
not
Kane
changed
show.
a bit. Everything you're seeing from the FBI today was what Richard Jewell ran into in that.
Al the John's on the line. He wants us to know his Obama phone's still working. Hey, John. Al. Al is a John, not John, yeah.
What were you? I told you he was going to impeach him. Now he wanted to impeach you, or denying impeachment.
Well, Nancy Pelosi hasn't sent the impeachment articles to the Senate yet. Why? I thought we had a corrupt politician who thought he was a king. This had to be done fast. Why is Nancy Pelosi keeping Trump in office?
Not keeping him in office.
Yeah, she won't send it over.
I don't think he knows what's going on.
He's just waking up. Yeah. Well, it's too bad. You don't control. Remember what Schumer told President Trump. Elections have consequences, and we control the Senate. Sorry, it's the consequence.
It's going to be kind of hard for you to avoid.
We're out of time, Steve. Oh, my gosh. Well, I don't know. He avoids...
We're out of time, and Al's out of material.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for joining us. We will see you tomorrow morning, 6 a.m. On behalf of Brian, I'm Steve. God bless America.
All right, guys. See you. Make sure you subscribe, all right? See you guys later.